Play your hand, play your hand. No fuck counting the stacks, stacking the bags. No fuck counting the stacks, stacking the rags. No fuck counting the stacks, stacking the rags. No fuck counting the stacks, stacking the rags. No fuck. Play your hand, play your hand. Play your hand, play your hand. Play your hand, play your hand. Play your hand, play your hand.
Good evening and welcome to Champions Poker Live from Champions Club in Houston, Texas. This is Dan Fouts coming to you live with Mike Lehner tonight. How's it going tonight, Mike?
Great, how are you?
I am doing wonderfully. I am looking forward to another excellent PLO with the Stallions. Tonight we're doing 5-10 with an optional $20 straddle. And we are going to be starting off six-handed with a seventh player on the way. I like it with PLO. I think PLO plays a little better, a little short-handed, so I think it's going to be a fun night having a seven-handed game tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Hold'em, you're often going to have folds, and you're going to be just chopping.
To Tuesday
Not going to happen in PLO.
Champions, the home of the Stallions game. A lot of familiar faces here. We got Dr. Gamble over here on our left, seat 9. Will the Tractor. Everyone knows Tommy Shipp. I'm Peter Fry, the sweater guy, easy to remember. We have Joe, they call him Penny, and Levi, who's played here before. Also later, we're expecting Oklahoma Larry, a Houston legend, to join us. So we're playing 5-10 with optional 20 PLO. Thanks for joining.
Good job.
Well done, well done.
Nailed it.
Peter Fry taking the spot from the Stallions today. Stallions are all down in Vegas playing some World Series of Poker events.
He's going to be taking Will's spot soon.
Yeah, it'll be a much quieter table than when Will is actually here, but that's fine. Mike and I can do a little bit of talking tonight. Keep up with the action.
That was a 20 on.
It's optional 20, so yes.
Is it really optional in Texas?
Of course, here.
Not usually. It looks like we're going to have the under the gun player opening for 100 right away.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
I mean, have you seen the way he plays? Yeah, or never. Coming to the 100? Yeah, why not? There you go.
So Penny with the $20 straddle. Levi opens to 100. And we have several callers going to the flop here. Hand number 1, I believe, 5-handed. Levi with suited ace-5 and queen-10 in his hand. Reasonable hand to open with. Nice to have a suited ace and some Broadway cards. Lots of connectivity there.
They raise with that?
Especially when you're playing deep stack. You want to be drawn to the nuts.
Pocket twos?
Well, this is an interesting flop. Penny smashing it, flopping quad deuces with his dangler.
And Hold'em, you'd feel really comfortable that your opponent wouldn't have a 2, but not so much in PLO. Shipp It's going to find out here in a minute.
And interestingly, Levi, who initially opened this one, does lead out for 50 here. He has no pair in his hand. Keep in mind, in Omaha, you must play 2 cards out of your hand. So when there's trips on the board like that, you really want to have a board pair or obviously the leftover deuce. And Levi doing all the betting here without that. Penny's loving this, having the deuce in his hand, and Shipp It thinks he's in okay spot with the queens. But now, with the raise, these guys should figure out what's going on here. Penny has everything. Probably should have waited one more street. If somebody's betting and somebody else is calling and you've got the goods, let them do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he raises to 900 here, and I think that's going to do it. I mean, he's got quads and a 7 in his hand. What could anybody else have?
Nothing like a straddle.
Yeah, well, each of your opponents has about a 2% chance for each one of their cards, so about an 8% chance per opponent that they've got that remaining deuce, especially if it went multi-way. You didn't have a raise that folded people out. So much more likely that the 2's out there, and the 2 announced itself pretty early.
think.
Or deuce, I guess.
I went, yeah, like
Right.
3 weeks ago for a trade show, and I'm going again next Wednesday for another trade show. I played cash out there. I didn't play any tournaments or anything, but we got a real good game at Encore.
What is it?
PLO. Quarter. Well, the one we were in was quarter 50, optional 100, and then they have another one that Harry plays in that's quarter 50, 100, optional 2. But that game is basically like you can't get a seat in it if you wanted to. I like the quarter 50. Was even better though.
Double suited kings for Dr. Gamble. He opens to 100.
Mr. Win.
Ship it on the button, putting in a 3-bet with ace 7 6 deuce.
I think he does pretty
Could
good.
have a
Ace deuce
train wreck
suited.
with diamonds.
Yeah. Ship it does have the superior diamonds,
Going out last week.
and we'll be going heads up.
for entertainment. Scott and T were there doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good job.
I only saw one diamond out of play, so it's very likely.
Bomb pot tournament. DJ, him and Bob all
Yeah,
made.
all three of them made 8th, 9th, and 12th.
Yeah, great job. Cool.
Nope.
The Houston specialty.
Is it all bomb pots?
No,
I'm not exactly sure how.
Ace high
from what I
flop.
understand, It's a round of each.
Ship it with a gut shot and top pair.
it
Takes the lead
was
from the Kings.
A round of each, Hold'em, Omaha, with a bomb pot in between each one. Like,
Gotcha.
Oh, that's
Okay, so
actually
every
pretty cool.
yeah.
That's fun.
Because I would think bomb pot tournaments wouldn't last.
I thought it was like all bomb pot.
Now open-ended.
Pretty aggro.
Someone's going broke every hand, right?
You know what's funny is I played a couple bomb pot
And the
only cash games, and they play so nitty.
Nice
usually.
job by Ship
Usually,
It.
it's-
That ace
bomb
couldn't
pots
feel
are
real
fun
comfortable
for a lot of their element, but
when he got, what,
they're
7 high
very
kicker?
expensive when
Yeah.
people like know what they're doing, and it's not a very.
they mixed in
noticed that
they
too.
mixed it between Hold'em and PLO bomb pot also.
And then
So
whether
if
it's
you're going
Hold'em or
into a Hold'em
PLO, it
round,
seems
I
like
think
that ace always
Hold'em
shows up
bomb
when you
pot,
got kings.
if you're going
Right.
around, it was just
Ace
PLO bomb
magnets.
pot, so. Seemed like a pretty cool tournament. I mean, we had 3 guys from Houston that basically final tabled it, which is
That's awesome.
great to represent.
And Scott got a check raised him with top set versus.
Oh, yeah, that was
and the
brutal.
Guy hit it straight.
Yeah, Scott should have been
Yeah,
one of
he
the
should've
chip
been chip
leaders, I
leaders.
think. He got it all in. He trapped a guy with top
He
set
did
with
trap him.
queens. Guy got it all in with basically just a straight draw. and
Just open-ended,
banked it on the
really,
turn,
not even
yeah.
a 3-card wrap.
Yeah, that's all he had. He needed an 8 or a king. That was it.
Bunk 8 came and nothing
Yeah,
happened.
that was brutal.
Yeah,
played
it was
great,
pretty
played
brutal.
great.
Good job to Scott making the final 9 of the bomb pot tournament, WSOP.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Won a bracelet last year. He's been running deep in several events this year.
I played an all bomb pot.
All the
PLO
Stallions down there doing well.
last year. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think there'd be fun, but
Well, there's a lot of
It was
good
like 6 or 7 handed.
PLO
so
players,
a
especially
little bit less,
from
like Levi said,
Texas,
people weren't playing
and those
as
guys are among the
we
very
have,
best,
like, really
so
short stacks, so it
they're
was
showing
pretty
it when they're in
fun.
Vegas, playing against the best of the
Fun
best.
tournament.
100%.
Different, you know?
Yeah.
Dr. Gamble with queens this time. Ace high board again. Sweater guy making a bluff here with the jack and gets it done. He did have some draws there as well. But gets the better hand to lay down with a bet.
Well, with the 20 being optional, not so optional, a lot of these guys are starting out with 100 big blinds. You want to have situations where you're drawing to the nuts or starting with very, very strong starting hands, but there's room for creative play at this table.
Yeah, these guys all play against each other fairly frequently. They're familiar with each other's play styles. So you'll see a lot of unconventional playing with this group.
Making too much money not to.
Yeah. It's not like they have to turn people or tell people they're closed or whatever.
Yeah. Federal government and whoever runs it has to love it.
Yeah.
IRS wins every year. Oh yeah. They're the big winner.
Yeah.
And the casinos, all the rooms,
Oh yeah.
food, entertainment. It's hard not to do something else while you're out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Even ziplining.
Sweater guy opening this one with ace queen 10-5.
It is.
Ace 5 of diamonds.
Even what's expensive?
Zip
A
line.
couple of callers here. Levi flops enough flush draw.
And the worst part about it is they, you know, you
And a
pay,
pair.
oh yeah, I'll get the picture, right? So they I ziplined, it was cool, whatever. I get the little QR code to find my picture, and it's another guy's picture.
Oh my God.
I did. My wife's like, you went? Yeah, see, look. And I have like 3 pictures of this guy. Although that guy is saying the same thing. Who's this guy? I'm not that ugly. True statement. Check.
This one will check around. Now backdoor diamonds a possibility for Sweater Guy, who was the initial opener. Also has top pair here. Dr. Gamble turns a set.
After it was just a bunch of topless chicks, like 13. It's my favorite.
Everybody with a little something here. 2 nut flush draws, 1 set. Dr. Gamble also blocking a lot of the straights
Everyone's doing it.
that would be possible on this board.
Yeah, that's what makes it appropriate for the bet right there. Otherwise, you'd be a little bit trying to control the pot size.
And with that 9, he actually makes those straights that he was blocking. And Levi taking a stab here, betting pot, gets Dr. Gamble off his straight. And Sweater Guy did not complete his hand either. He'll get out of the way. The aggression plays off there for Levi. Did have a jack in his hand, so blocking some of those nutty straights. But that's a dangerous move with only 1 jack. Well played.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do what?
A lot of leaks when you stay out there for months.
Yeah, I wouldn't make it more than a week.
It's hard. So much stuff.
In fucking 3 days out there, I'm pretty dangerous. Put me out there for a month, it's a prison sentence.
Yeah.
Y'all got a jail cell at this casino, put me in there.
Be safer.
For myself.
That's the right answer.
I don't know what these guys do in a month out there where everybody thinks that it's torturous. I love being out in Vegas.
Well, we heard Shipp It last week talking about playing some of those pit games for 2,000 a hand. That'll make your month very long.
Yeah, hard to survive a month like that.
What type of board game?
All kinds. It's like
What's the bet?
it's like 16 different board games, and basically the winner of each
King show up
individual
again.
board game creates like a quarterfinal bracket of
It's a
4
mixed
games of
game
4.
board game.
Yeah, it's kind of like the board game. It's like a
That's the
horse
thing about
tournament,
PLO, it's
basically.
much more
So much
likely that
fun.
you're going to have those pairs.
So, kind of mostly modern board games. So nothing like Risk or Clue or anything.
Monopoly.
Yeah, nothing like that. The games like Splendor, Terraforming Mars, like Ark Nova. So games that were made within the last 10 years primarily.
I don't know most of those.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
people
I've never
don't.
heard
They're
any
kind of a
of that.
hobbyist thing. But it's so much fun.
3 spades on board. Dr. Gamble flops a wheel. Nobody has a spade draw.
150.
Not too bad.
That's growing.
How long
new.
does the game take to play?
So each round of a game would take about 2 hours typically. Maybe a little more, a little bit less depending on the game.
How many people can play that game at once?
Usually 3 to 4 is what they
Okay,
go
so
for.
they have, like 40 games going on at a time, and then
Yeah, and then-
goes down to 20 games or a whole.
Exactly.
Is
That
it
sounds
only
right up
first
my alley.
place
I'm going to
that
have to talk to him about what they're,
Yeah,
where that
so,
is.
Because otherwise, you can't, because everyone who goes
Mixed
plays
game
4 different
master.
games at a
You
minimum.
better find that one.
And then the winner of each game, when they create the bracket, no one can play the game they already won, so they have to play something else. So it's like if the equivalent of like if you got like a bracelet.
Dr.
no one
Gamble
likes.
doing the right thing with his wheel. Not really bolting the pot. It's just too likely that somebody's got a small flush.
Oh, what is it called? It's the horseshoe, the old valleys.
Okay.
Yeah, the wheel will hold.
Wow.
Thank you.
I was thinking when you said board games, I'm thinking of Shoots and Ladders.
Yeah.
Risk.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I've
been
seen high stakes Monopoly games.
How does that work?
Buy in for a couple thousand and see.
Really?
my Monopoly with real money.
Yeah, you actually could.
Play it with
You
real
start with
money.
$1,500. I
That's
mean,
effectively what's happening.
yeah, that's actually gonna be hilarious.
It'll be fun. The deals would be exciting.
Yeah, no, that would be. God, that'd be a lot of fun.
sure it's happened.
Pretty sure I've never completed a Monopoly game.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I don't think those are the kind of games he was talking about, though. more modern board gaming.
Hard fought.
Yeah, for sure. It's personal.
It gets that way.
There's an ugly one.
Is
4-4-4.
Yeah, you don't want to have trips in your hand in this game because you can only play 2 of the cards in your hand. So having trips is actually really bad. Makes it much harder to hit a set. Dr. Gamble opening with a marginal double suited hand. Makes it 100. We have 2 players calling. 3 ways to the flop. El Tractor with a mystery hand, and Sweater Guy also double suited. Pretty marginal holding. But it's always nice to have 2 suits in your hand. Even if you're not going for that flush, you want to be blocking them.
Yeah, definitely. It's not that you're necessarily going for that is the nut hand that you're going after, but you're hoping to make some sort of straight draw, 2 pair, something like that, and then backdoor your flush. Control the pot size. You're not going to let it get out of control, but you like to have the best hand and then hopefully draw to a little bit better one. When you're playing relatively short-handed, you're not necessarily going to have the really strong hands winning all the time. You're not going to necessarily stay out of the hands, but you got to be careful if you're not drawing to the absolute nuts.
I like the thickness.
Yeah, they just seem thicker than last time I played with them, but maybe not.
Six folds, 9 folds.
all right.
Folds to the button. El Tractor will raise it up to 100 with 10-9-9-4, 10-9 of diamonds.
Whatever you get a chance, obviously. No rush.
Henny waking up with what Fireman Scott would call a weird hand. 2 pairs in your hand, aces and deuces with ace deuce of clubs. And Shipp It getting in there with 7-5-5-3 double suited.
It looks a lot nicer than it is, but it's certainly improved there. You
Yeah.
still can't go crazy because of the Broadway draw, or Broadway possibility.
Right, Broadway out there and spade draw possible. Set of aces. Does have the best of it, but it checks around because of that. And now I imagine Penny will take a stab here. Does bet 175 into 310, and that'll get the job done. Tractor and Shipp It do not have any kind of draw on this board.
El Tractor's a quality enough player. He can play
here in Vegas?
almost anything on his button. He plays so well
Hold'em
post flop.
table game,
Okay.
mainly because it goes slow, and my money lasts longer.
Good
And
logic.
Good logic there, yeah. It follows.
That's why I play Pie Gal when I need to.
A lot of chopping.
I
Yeah.
hit you have to hit bonuses to really make money. It seems like, so I hit quads once. And
There you go.
An ultimate?
2,000, yeah. You know, it's like this. And you hit a big one, and just it's entertainment. And if you have enough people at the table, it's kind of fun, and it's slow, so your money lasts a lot longer.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, hey, what do? I don't know, you know.
Raise.
Raise 9 to 100.
And I played the slots and hit a little jackpot, which was nice.
35, right?
Which slot?
Of course, it was $100 slot. And I hit it in the second pull, and I didn't leave.
3 raises.
My buddy insisted. How much is it?
Clubs everywhere.
Yeah, lots of clubs out there. Dr. Gamble opening with what seems to be the hand of the night. 3 Broadway cards with ace-5 suited. I've seen this several times already in the first 8 hands.
It was kind of neat to hit a jackpot on the second pull, and then let them have it all back by the end of the trip. I don't know how they keep that place open. You can see.
X-ray vision.
Check.
2 diamonds on board. Nobody has a diamond draw. Do have a couple of straight draws out there, mostly gutters. Shipp It did connect to this board here with top pair. And there are a lot of turns that are going to improve his hand. He's also on the button, so he's going to fire out 200. Dr. Gamble also has top pair, makes the call. That 10 gives Shipp It an open ender to go along with the jacks. Dr. Gamble now has a gut shot.
9 bets 900.
Dr. Gamble firing out here. A pretty risky play, given that 8-9 is a straight, and he's not blocking either of these cards. But it's definitely putting Shipp It in the blender. He essentially only has an open ender and a pair, which is not super strong holding in Omaha. But with position, he decides to make the call here, and we have over 3,000 in the middle now. Pot of the night so far, board pairs. And Dr. Gamble actually will take this one down here with his jack. He has a better kicker. Shipp It misses his draw.
Owen.
Dr. Gamble turning his hand into a bluff.
He thinks he's bluffing with the best hand.
You'll have that sometimes.
But he did show aggression on the turn before any straight completed, before any flush completed. So it is possible that he had the set already.
How much?
Story makes sense.
2365.
What did you say his nickname was? Dr. what?
Dr. Gamble.
Was that earned or was that given?
This would definitely be calling light if he ends up making the call here. I can't see it happening myself, but
I don't know if you have an order for it, but Topo, and I think he wants something. Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
20 what?
2365.
2365.
in Hold'em, there's a very good likelihood that your opponent missed a draw and would just fire on the river.
Jack. What's your kicker?
Wow.
God damn it, I got King Jack.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What the fuck you calling me? Wow.
Bluff catch, non-successful for Shipp It.
It's nice to win the one.
It was in fact a bluff.
He
but
calls, you're like, oh shit.
Bluffing
Yeah,
with
I'm
the
like,
best
I
of it,
almost
as we
smoked my hand
said.
over there.
Wow.
That ace?
Message sent.
Good
Do
bet,
not
good
try
call.
to bluff Shipp It.
Isn't it?
And early on in the stream, obviously, but that's the pot of the stream
Zero
so far.
credit.
Almost 8,000 in the middle
I guess
there.
I earned
Dr.
it.
Gamble doubling up.
I'm sure his heart sank when he got the call, but ends up being good.
Yes, I'll take a New York strip.
And as Dr. Gamble orders his stake, we'll take a look at the early results here. He's now up over 4,000. Only one orbit into the game. Penny up 1,000. Levi also winning. And Shipp It down at the bottom there after that big hand. But he'll be reloading. He likes to have the most chips on the table. And looks like he's adding 5K right now.
And Oklahoma Larry doing pretty good.
Yeah. Larry should be here any minute. We knew he was going to be running late today.
Snap
Always
off.
a stream favorite. We're looking forward to
Check there, he bets.
him getting here and
Yeah.
hopping in this one. Hard to find big PLO players this time of year. Everybody's down in Vegas. Or I guess up in Vegas from here. I always say down in Vegas because I'm from Montana where
absolutely.
everything is down.
Yeah.
It's from there.
I was from Michigan, so
Yeah.
same thing, everything south.
Yeah. Anyhow, anyway, everybody's up in Vegas trying to win bracelets right now, so it's tough to fill a stream in Houston this month, but these guys came to play. Look at both of them having sevens. Dr. Gamble with sevens and sixes. We've seen this hand already tonight, too.
Required chips.
Very connected sevens for both players. So either they're both going to hit this flop or they're both going to miss it. Let's see what happens. All Broadway cards. Better flop for Levi. But Dr. Gamble, living up to his name again, fires out a bet and takes it down.
Ace jack.
That was good.
It was still good.
I was not expecting to win that hand.
Say hello and welcome to everybody in the chat. Let us know who you're rooting for out there. Let us know who your big winner prediction is for the stream.
Yeah, they did. Except they got
Always
blown
fun to
out
see
in game 4.
who people are sweating out there.
Had to give him one.
Yeah, but clear. They definitely
Blew him out
dominated.
every other game.
Yeah.
Are the Astros just sunk or what?
Yeah, peaks and
9
valleys.
games behind.
I mean, that's surmountable, right?
It is.
But
I mean, mathematically, sure. Hadn't seen him turn it around much.
3 holes, 4 holes. 5 raises, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Limps around to the button. Penny will raise it up with double suited aces. That's the kind of hand you're looking for. Not as connected as you might like, but
Where you had the button, you didn't have to raise.
with 2 suits and position, you're definitely raising with that hand. Levi gets in there with a double suited hand of his own. Ace, queen, 7, 6 double suited. And Ship It and Sweater Guy will also see this flop. Decently connected hands. 4 ways we go to the flop. And not a bad flop for Penny. Has 2 backdoor flush draws. He's blocking the wheel. The Sweater Guy picks up 2 pairs and takes the initial lead here.
Heads up. 6 folded, 2 folded, or 3 folded.
Sweater Guy bets the 3s and 4s. Gets a call from the aces.
That makes any difference. Not really.
Sweater Guy always says he likes the little ones. He usually fires at these small flops. When I say small, I mean small cards, like wheel cards. And he continues here. 800. And neither of Penny's backdoor straight cards, or flush cards rather, come through. So he gets out of the way.
Little ones.
Yeah.
Definitely still had a strong enough hand on the flop to see what the turn brought, but when someone bets on the flop and bets on the turn and all you have is 1 pair with no great possibility of improving, time to get out.
And I wouldn't have called them last
Do we do
time.
bomb pots here, or do you guys do?
I don't
It's very.
it's
No,
one pair.
I'm very thankful for that.
yeah,
I'm not a fan.
it's one time too. If you get
Take
it
a look
all.
at what's going on
Okay,
in the
got it.
room.
Patrick?
Yeah.
Got morning high hands going every single day from 9 a.m. to noon. $200 per hour. All you have to do is have the highest hand of the hour, get an extra $200. Only 1 card needs to play from your hand. Has to be $20 in the pot. That's pretty easy to accomplish. Good way to make a little extra money while you're playing cash. We are also the only poker room in all of Texas with a hotel on site. If you play in the cash room for 4 hours, you get a $69 room rate here, so it's a great place to come stay and play. And right now, we're also running a promo. If you play for 8 hours in the 24-hour period, you get your room for free. Plenty of other promos going on, including hot seat drawings every evening from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Every hour, we draw a random hot seat from the cash games. Win at least $100. If you play in the room regularly, you can get multipliers. If you've played 20 hours on the month, you double it. 30 hours, triple it. And 80 hours, you get 5x. So you can win up to 500 every hour from 5 p.m. to 11 here in the cash room.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. Just had Oklahoma Larry in the chat letting us know he'll be on his way shortly.
Good. He's always fun to watch.
Yeah. Definitely a stream favorite. Levi opened this one. 3 players going to the flop. And El Tractor smashing at 7's full. Checking it. It checks around. And a really safe card there. Doesn't have to worry about any kind of overpair getting there. Now El Tractor will lead out a little bit. Trying to get some money in this pot.
That's going to be the difficulty, squeezing out some profit in this pot.
Shipp It might defend here. He's got hearts and an open-ender. And with it checking through on the flop, he probably thinks those draws are good. He does raise, in fact, to 400.
Some of the cards, if you had a couple 7s on the board, you'd feel a little more uncomfortable that your opponent could end up making a higher boat. But this one's a pretty safe one.
And unfortunately for El Tractor, none of the draws get there. Shipp It unlikely to fire at this point. Probably going to just go check, check. Especially with the table image that El Tractor has. He's not calling.
Feels very trappy.
On that, on that board without.
Sniff that one out.
Yeah.
Good check.
Reasonable check, though. He was, you know, his opponent showed aggression on the turn, and maybe he'll fire again.
You can play it right and still lose. So.
Yeah, he's definitely hoping Shipp It had deuces full there and would fire.
That was a pretty good result. I thought it'd be difficult to get some money out of that one, but nice one.
That's right.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like Levi, or Penny rather, was trying to open to 100 there, but didn't say anything. Single chip rule, so it's going to be a limp around. And El Tractor setting the trap there with kings, but nobody else opened.
Oh,
Middle set for El Tractor. Penny with aces up.
Gonna end up working perfectly. His opponent's not going to put him on a set.
El Tractor will bet 75. Penny with top 2, backdoor hearts makes the call. This time El Tractor checking. Penny bets 2 1/4. Now, El Tractor knows that Penny was trying to raise here. It is possible that Penny could have aces in this spot. So El Tractor's going to be cautious and just call. El Tractor sticking with the pot control here. Thinking he might be up against aces full.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
All right, thank you.
What'd you win?
$100.
Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily trapping here. I think he just switched into check call mode to control the pot size because it is so likely that your opponent raising an early position does have aces.
Yep.
Just give it to the dealer.
Oh, okay.
I like the play. He's never going to fold. He's
There is a
halfway
table
thinking
share.
about raising, but it really wouldn't make sense with the line of his opponent.
You're on the delayed plan.
It happens at the end, towards the end.
We all like to see it go to you.
You're going to make all weaker hands fold, and if he did have the aces, of course he's not folding. So you can't get a better hand to fold, and
It looks like he decides to go with a min click here. I think he raised to 9. No,
Wow.
1100. Not quite a min click.
all right, completely wrong.
Yeah,
He was trapping.
I was on the same page you were on there. Must have.
Kings.
He's a very high level player. He's
11 straight.
You
One
called
of the
it
best
too, and
post
it
flop
feels
here.
Crappy.
For sure.
Okay, nobody likes him here anyway.
his opponents are calling him out for his trappy looking plays so far, but he's pulling in the money.
Yeah.
Tell team they need to check back. Ace king.
The nice thing is, you would probably have just gotten a clean double if you'd actually raised pre-flop.
Yeah. Right? Dude. Thank you.
That's right, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Saved about $1,000.
Been a lot cooler.
Folds around to the blinds. Shipp It's going to open it from the small blind. King, queen, 9-4 with a suited king, queen. Makes it a hundo.
I can
And Sweater Guy will defend the big blind with, also with the suited king, queen. A little bit more connected though with king, queen, jack, 7. He's looking for clubs.
Well, that jack, the connectivity makes it a much, much stronger hand.
Yeah, he flops the inside wrap to the Broadway.
All those overcards.
Goes check, check, and the board pairs. This is probably going to be a pretty small pot here. He does make Broadway. Both players make Broadway on the river, but I don't think anybody's going to go too crazy here. Betting a call, chop it up.
Wasn't a question, Peter.
A few more outs.
They'll each make $10. Good deal.
Better than many results when you're playing PLO.
Absolutely, this could be a train wreck game. And I expect a few train wrecks here yet tonight, so it's fun watching them when you're not involved.
Is that where you
Right.
pretty much only played? The game, or?
I mean, I'm getting to that point. I used to, primarily played Aria, but this last trip out there, the game in Aria was terrible. It was just nothing but
Check it out.
internet pros.
Yeah, Topo
The one at the win is
Chico?
at least- yeah, the one at the win is at least a bunch of business guys, so or some.
I like playing better at the win, I think.
Yeah, the game is 100% better.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Little New York strip action. Can't go a stream without talking about how great the food is here at Champions Club.
Connie's the best. I like Shipp It here. We're in the old school Champions gear
Yeah.
from the old facility on Bel Air.
And Shipp It opens this one with ace jack 10-5. You'd love your ace to be suited, but he's suited 10-5 here, blocking hearts. El Tractor with 3 hearts in his hand has the ace high draw for that suit. Sweater Guy looking for clubs as we go 3 ways to the flop. Dr. Gamble with the weird hand, 8s and trays.
Check.
And everybody missing this one comes out with 2 diamonds.
Oh, Other than top pair from Sweater Guy.
Yeah, Sweater Guy does get a little piece here. As you say, he's top pair. He also has a gut shot to the wheel. Shipp It will bet after it checks around to the button. He does have the ace of diamonds and a pair here, so now he picks up a second pair. And if diamonds do get there, Shipp It will definitely represent that ace of diamonds being in position.
Yeah, deep stack especially, you can put a lot of pressure with that dry guy. You have that information knowing your opponent does not have the nuts, and they don't know whether you have it or not.
Shipp It picking up a gut shot in a second pair. We'll bet 300. And Sweater Guy looked like he was thinking about check raising there. Grabbed a stack of hundreds, but he chooses to just call wisely. And now Sweater Guy picking up a second pair and regaining the lead. Queens and jacks.
Which ones?
Jack, recently acquired.
You good?
Yes, stayed at the Cosmo this past trip. I was actually pretty underwhelmed by their rooms and everything there. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it was good, but I wasn't like compared to the Wynn or Venetian or Aria. I think they're all better.
Yeah.
The Cosmo, but the Cosmo is like a good scene though. I mean,
It's good if you're bringing a significant other out there too.
yeah.
I think just been out there so much over the years and nothing really
Levi.
is impressive.
Toss that top one. Yeah.
Like Circa.
Yeah, Circa's actually cool.
Circa's just, I've recently been staying at Circa, and it's, with Fremont Street's nice, and I like how they card you to get in.
I like the claw
Yeah.
game over there.
what?
The claw game at
Yeah.
Circa. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
You know the claw game, the old claw game where you'd like, the claw would go grab a teddy bear or something out of it. They have the same game there, but with these balls that are
Where?
at Circa. It's on the
Second
or
level?
third floor. Yeah, one and two. But you basically bet like anywhere from $1 to $100, and then it multiplies. If you bet $100, it'll like every prize multiplies by a certain amount, and so you can win like $5,000
No,
grabbing a
need to
ball.
check that out.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
something
Yeah.
different.
I'm pretty convinced that the balls you can win the most money on are heavier and rigged, that you're never going to actually grab them.
it's
But
weighted.
yeah, I think I pulled like a $500 one out of there one time. It's fun though.
Yeah, I like the Barry's restaurant. Fremont Street's better than it used to be.
Circa's got that big Survivor, huh? For the NFL.
Yep.
That's,
Yeah, they're advertising it like crazy.
Yeah, my buddy won it one year. He won it.
Wow.
Like 2 years ago, he won $1 million.
How far did he go to win it?
The whole season. There were 6 other winners. It was a $7 million guarantee. He got $1 million.
What, the
Wow.
NFL Survivor? Like
Yeah.
a winner every week?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
yeah.
That's
He won $1 million.
usually by the third or fourth week, almost everyone's
Check
gone.
raise from
Yeah,
Levi
he had
here with
like
the nut
7
spade draw.
He had like 7 entries or whatever.
Shipp It opening this one with a jack high rundown. Got it heads up.
I
Both
think
players
I'm
have
gonna do whatever
spades.
this
Levi
guy
with the
gotta
best
have
ones.
Like a proxy or whatever. Put in.
There are a lot of
bids.
turns that improve either one of these
Fun,
hands.
You know.
Interesting. Yeah,
Gotta
they were
put 'em
they were
in Vegas
promoting
every
that
week.
like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Shipp It is way behind here. Basically needs a queen to make his hand powerful.
Yeah, I went
If
to
I
the pool
take
one
the
time.
family, we like the Venetian.
That rundown's a very strong starter, but when your flush that you could possibly draw to is only 9 high and your opponent's check raising you,
Yeah, time to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Gut shot to a straight flush is not good enough.
When we go with the kids, that's where we like to stay.
Yeah.
'Cause there's so much to do on the property, you don't have to worry about them.
Yeah. That the like daily show at the Venetian at the Sphere is pretty good. I went and did it, postcard or whatever.
Okay.
I would say it's good for kids, honestly.
these guys are making me
I
want
don't
to
know
book a
about
trip
those
to
AI
Vegas.
robots in there though. I was a little
know.
freaked out about
I haven't
that.
been in a
They were
little
sitting
while.
there talking to people, and I was like, man, I'm not talking to this thing.
There's robots.
Yeah,
on the
they got like AI robots all downstairs. You can talk to it. You can they'll you. This is at the Sphere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, inside the sphere. They'll sit there and talk to you and read your emotions.
Part of that.
No, I was kind of like watching it, and I was like, man, get me away from here. She's like, she was telling this lady how beautiful her dress was, and then like,
What's it look like? Does it have a screen? For
it's like it's exactly like the movie ones where it kind of looked like half animatronic and half ex machina kind of
walk on
looking.
2 legs, like walk around.
I mean, they weren't really moving. They were kind of stationary, but I would assume they could move a little bit, honestly, because they were like, it's like it'd be like talking to me and you. Like it was like having a normal conversation, you know. And it was definitely reading your emotions too, and like your facial expressions, like 100%.
2 double suited hands going on here. Levi 3-betting with 9-8-7-7, picking a bottom set here. Both players missing their suits. They both have diamonds and clubs. That's really a great flop for Levi's hand. Not a great turn though.
Yeah, you don't hate it when you flop bottom set, but bottom set is often going to cost you a lot of money if you don't play it right.
Yeah. Well, he had bottom set and an open ender, but when that king comes out, that open ender becomes a lot less valuable. Seven's full. We'll get the check mark though. Obviously, you're a little scared anytime you fill up with the bottom set because 2 pairs can get there and beat your hand, any king 10 or king queen. Now beating 7's full, but heads up the whole way. Levi feeling relatively confident and fires out a bet and takes it down.
Yeah, that bottom set is just a scary, scary hand. You're quite often dominated by a higher set, and then especially if it's multi-way, everybody's got so many draws that the hand is probably going to be won by straight or better, so you're going to have to fill up and hope that somebody doesn't get a higher boat.
Yeah.
I remember going to Vegas. Vegas was the first spot.
But yeah, if you start out and go heads up the whole way, then it turns into a little bit more of a similar to a hold'em hand. You're a little less concerned about what your opponent is holding. All the different combinations aren't out there.
So it's like, you know, Birmingham's like a big city, you know. But I remember being flabbergasted about how big the Bellagio was. I could not believe it.
And then you see Caesar's property.
Yeah.
Sweater guy with a similar looking hand now, 10-9-8-8 with diamonds.
All those barricades
Raises it up.
You know, you could run across the street almost. And just visiting the casinos was amazing.
And Levi with the weird hand, king 5-5 with king 5 of clubs, calling on the button here. Dr. Gamble and El Tractor both have queens.
Slot machine went ding, 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 and your cup.
And Shipp It calls in position here.
The legit coins.
Yeah.
So
Closing the action 5 ways to the flop. 5 out of 6 of our players.
Coin slot?
Very connected board.
Just flopping the straight.
Yeah, Dr. Gamble smashing this one. Flops the straight with spades to back it up.
And here we are with the bottom set again. This is how you can get in trouble, so hopefully he plays it a little bit reserved.
Sweater guy also has a 10 in his hand, which makes him probably feel a little bit better about this. Drawing to the straight also, but just calling here, you definitely want to proceed with caution when the board's disconnected, as you said, bottom set.
Drawing to the straight, and he thinks he's blocking the current nut.
6 of clubs doesn't change much. Dr. Gamble still with the nuts. And goes pot-sized.
And he's Got to feel like he's only got the 10 outs for his boat or the quads. He should be able to make the right fold here.
And Dr. Gamble having 2 of the queens in his hand is great because he's blocking other players from having that same straight or straight draw or catching a queen to chop.
Yeah, he was only trying to avoid possible flush or possible boat draws there. You feel comfortable putting your money in there, of course. Look at those legs.
Don't draw attention to those.
He works out.
Expert cameraman Kyle. Getting all the doom zooms.
Okay.
Any word from Larry?
I haven't checked my phone, but I'm pretty concerned, honestly.
He's sick?
No, he had to bring a family member to the hospital. And he told me he was coming right after it.
Got a limp around pot here, 3 ways to the flop. Ship It with the best of it right now with 2 10s in his hand. King high flop, nobody has a king. Do have some straight draws there, penny open-ended on the bottom end. Sweater guy with a gut shot. And penny takes a stab and takes it down. Open-ender, backdoor spades.
Yeah, pretty much anytime there's 2 connected cards on a flop, somebody's got some nice straight draws. Especially in an unraised pot. Well, not that that matters. We still go 5-6 ways with a raised pot.
Definitely in Houston PLO games, you're often going to have multiple players seeing the flop, which makes sense. Equities run pretty close in PLO.
I wanted that one.
Yeah, and that whole stack to pot ratio thing, if you're calling a raise and it represents 0.5% of your stack, yeah, you're feeling pretty good about maybe flopping the nuts with whatever garbage you're playing. And then you've got the really steep implied odds with playing against people with deep stacks. So it makes sense. You can play a lot of different hands. But once money starts going in, you got to make sure that you're drawing to the nuts. You don't want to make second best.
Yes.
That is correct. Always best to have the nuts or be drawing to the nuts in this particular game. And if you can manage it, it's best to have the nuts and be drawing to the nuts.
That's nice.
I haven't talked to you since you went out to your 5K PLO.
I was airball. I didn't do anything in the tournaments. I went out there and just spent a bunch of money.
And that's what the stakes look like at Champions Club when you're all done.
They disappear pretty quick.
Yeah, that's right.
It was just a turbo one.
And if you go to most any steakhouse, you're going to see customers sending steaks back, not really liking their product. And here, boy, you just hardly ever get steaks sent back. They cook them perfectly. You tell them what they want, they get it done.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Hard to argue with that.
And you got 9 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, what was
Dr.
that?
Gamble opening and Ship It raising. Suited aces all around so far until Penny gets there with the 2, 3, 4, 5 double suited. Looking for the baby flop against these guys that all have Broadway cards. 4 ways we go to the flop. 3 out of 4 suits covered. And there's the 4th ace finding the board.
There's the inner wrap. He's got the 2, 3, 4 in between the ace 5. He
Yep.
catches a 2, a 3, a 4. And there's not 2 to a suit on the board, so he'd be pretty comfortable making that straight.
Checks around to the button and Shipp It fires here. Just has an ace. Backdoor clubs. Gut shot to Broadway, or I guess he needs running cards to hit Broadway with his particular hand. Penny makes the call with that inside wrap. Dr. Gamble calling with top 2. And El Tractor making the move, going all in. He's got aces and 5s and a gut shot to Broadway. Equity's pretty close, but Penny actually has the best of it here with that inside wrap.
I would think, especially if you get another caller, he's definitely going to go with it. You got the 9 outs. If there were, say, 2 hearts on the board or something, then you'd feel a little less comfortable because 3 of your outs would be to a heart and maybe complete a flush. You got a little worry about the, even if you complete, the Broadway side could still complete here, but if more money goes in from a second player, then he's probably going to go with it.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he's got Shipp It first, and then he's got to act, and I think Shipp It's going to get out of the way. He just doesn't have enough here.
Oh, that's right, big blind.
With just top pair and backdoor clubs. And Shipp It does get out of the way. Penny definitely could call here.
Definitely a gamble. You know you're a 2-to-1 dog.
El Tractor, the shortest of these 3 stacks, but still all in for almost 3K. We got the camera on Dr. Gamble now. I didn't see what Penny did. If he, the graphics haven't updated if he folded or called. He did call. Okay.
Yeah.
So now Dr. Gamble getting a decent price here. Top 2, backdoor hearts. Possible running, Broadway. But there are a lot of turns he's going to be afraid of. And he knows Penny still has chips.
Your backdoors add up to about another 10% of equity. His 2 pair, he's only got the 4 outs for the boat. It's close. I think he's probably doesn't quite have the right equity, but it just depends on whether he feels like gambling. It's got to be close.
And then minus 7.
8,700, yeah, not counting your 787 approximately.
95. On.
And he raises it all in. Well, the equity is virtually identical here.
How much more has he haven't covered? Looks like it. I can't fold now. All right, I don't know what to do with this hand.
Yeah.
You probably have the best hand. I have ace 10 with back.
You have the best hand.
I'm drawing. Oh, thank God. You want to pot square with?
Yeah, I'm just.
32-30 first.
Not know what to do with that hand. You're supposed to fold. But I'm fading any Broadway card, I'd imagine. King, queen, or jack.
Some wheel cards.
Yeah, some wheel cards
All the
potentially.
wheel cards, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you got the little one. That means he's probably got the big
Don't
one.
have to worry about diamonds.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't have to worry about diamonds. Yeah.
It's too hard to win this one.
Dreaming of it.
I'll buy your hand if you want.
Yeah? How much? How much should I buy it for?
Buy it for whatever you're in for.
No, I mean obviously.
Some return.
Yeah, I need some return on it. Now that I know the
I'll give you
variant.
$50.
It's not a zero-sum game.
50% of the pot.
It'd be a good deal for him since he owns 35% of it right now.
Jeez. All right, well.
Well, knowing what we know, how many, so we know there's no aces. We haven't seen any jacks, I don't think, so, or maybe one jack in the muck.
I don't remember one.
Oh, there's one.
There's
Yeah.
one.
So King Queen gets there.
Ace or 10, heart.
That's L Tractor. Dr. Gamble backdoor hearts though.
Ace, 10, or heart. Or queen.
I got hearts too, but covered. Dead.
Right away. We got it.
L Tractor. Catching Broadway.
Oh, just
Scooping the whole thing.
Completely unemotional. $16,000 pot.
Yeah. Dr. Gamble will take the side pot with the aces and tens. The
5 or jack only.
Most people be jumping up and down, but
yeah.
look how calm he is. What a pro.
Annoying.
Lots of chips moving around on that pot there. $16,000 pot in total. L Tractor taking 11.2 of that and moving up. Now winning over 9,000. Dr. Gamble's still up after that one. It's a pretty good size side pot there, and he's up 3,200 still. Levi and Sweater Guy also winning a little bit. Ship It and Penny both stuck over 6,500 now. It is early though, only 1 hour into this stream. Tonight's stream will be about 4.5 hours long. So plenty of time for these guys to turn things around.
It would take me at least a week to get stuck that much. They can turn it around in one hand here. That's amazing.
Well, if prior results are any indication, I would never get unstuck from that amount. So I'm still trying to get back to zero.
Your lifetime break even? That's good?
No, almost.
Oh, okay.
I'm working my way back to zero. Slowly but surely. L Tractor still stacking chips, opens this one for 50. Not even sure if he looked at his cards. Ship It 3 bets to 175 with King, Jack, Jack, Deuce. And it looks like L Tractor will defend with the suited king here. King 7, 6, 3. Top set for Ship It. And I imagine this one will be over relatively quickly here. L Tractor with backdoor clubs. And that's about it. Ship It going small here, trying to keep him in, let him catch something. Bets 100.
Not even worth 100. It wasn't worth a whole lot pre-flop.
No. No, I think he was just putting in a dark raise just to check the heat and stack his chips.
He hasn't sent me a text.
Yeah, you can't win. You can't get on a winning streak unless you're playing all the hands, right?
That's right. That's what I always say. Heat check.
Oh, we don't know.
It's an advanced move. I don't recommend it for everybody.
Could be caught up in the storm.
Much like playing
Not
7-4.
unless you get 7-4, right?
Yeah, it's 7-4. It doesn't have as much value in Omaha as it does in Hold'em. Much like aces, you know, you got to have something to go with it.
No, I'll show.
I did see Andrew win a nice pot today with 7-4.
Sounds right.
Yeah, you're helping increase the bankrolls of players all over Houston. Or something like that.
It's definitely increasing mine. Speaking of 7-4, Levi in there with ace king 7-4, ace 4 of hearts, and just flops king's full.
Bam.
Checks it, and Sweater Guy takes a stab with his ace for 100. Quick call from Levi. Trying to let Sweater Guy catch up a little bit, and he does catch a second pair and bets 200.
Thought you were the only hand I could get through.
Just a call from Levi again. Keeps the
But ace
trap
10,
set.
He has some ace 10 zone.
Yeah.
For sure. His stacked up. But I mean,
2 pair.
just making a reading going with.
With a backup plan. Don't forget about the backup plan.
Yeah. Trust me, I wanted to take it right there.
Of course, yeah.
See the little Bobby Filet thing there in the background? For those of you that don't know, Bobby Filet is moved to Houston. He's in the room every day. If anybody wants to come play with Bobby.
Poker or chess. So you'll see him playing a lot of chess here as well.
You better be pretty good at chess, because he's not bad.
He's pretty good at poker too.
Yeah.
An expert at making straight flushes. Levi opening this one with 10s on the button. Dr. Gamble with ace king king 9, ace king of spades in the small blind. We'll 3-bet to 370. Potting it. And might just get it done here. Levi reaching for chips, though. He is going to defend on the button here with the 10s. 10, 10, 7, 5. He's got clubs and position. But he's going to need a little help against Dr. Gamble's hand. Pretty safe board. Levi does pick up an open-ender.
Really not a bad flop for that hand. You don't have a lot of possibility of the 7-5 doing much for you, except for maybe making a straight here.
It's going to take you longer than you always think. It's never quick.
Because you really wouldn't feel comfortable putting a lot of money in with your 7 high flush.
No. Gamble leads out for 200, and Levi raises with the open-ender and overpair.
Either way.
Makes it 700 to go. Dr. Gamble will make the call. Over 2,000 in the middle. The straight gets there right away. This time, Dr. Gamble checking. And Levi going big here. Appears to be pretty close to a pot size bet. Does go pot. 22-10 all the way up. Going to be tough for Dr. Gamble to call in this spot. Kings look pretty good here, but he really doesn't have any other kind of draw.
Yeah, you're not going to really put your opponent on a 7-5, but there's still a lot of other combinations of hands that have you beat here.
Yeah, any dangling 6 has you crushed. Only blocking 1 heart. Could have some kind of combo draw with hearts Just a lot of hands that have kings in really bad shape, and Levi's hand is one of those.
Haven't seen Levi getting real crazy or out of line or anything, so he doesn't seem like a super aggressive gambly type, so you just got to give him credit for something. When you do your evaluation and you think, what do I actually have? All he has is a pair of kings. He's got 2 pair of kings and 6s. And that's just not worth much.
Yeah, it just doesn't connect with that end of the board. Or that end of the deck, I should say.
I've been stealing one there.
It was on the flop. When I got there.
Turn 5-7? Really? That's him.
Levi with another decent hand here. Ace, Queen, Jack 4, Ace, Jack of clubs, raising to 100. And Dr. Campbell, very similar hand. Ace, King, 10-4 with Ace 4 of hearts. So far, everybody's got 3 Broadway cards and a wheel card. Folds back around to Penny with Ace, King, Queen, Trey. He's going to get out of the way. His ace is not suited. Dr. Gamble's 3-bet to 350, and we have a rematch. Levi and Dr. Gamble. Very similar hands here. Dr. Gamble just slightly better with the king instead of the queen. But the queens flop a pair here. Queen 4 for Levi. Dr. Gamble with just 4s. Backdoor hearts, though, and many backdoor Broadway cards will help him. And he continues for 550.
Some of the aggressive PLO players around Houston here, they like taking these spots where kind of some strange boards hit. It's unlikely your opponent has anything, and they just fire. Doesn't even matter if they connect in any way.
Yeah.
It's so hard for your opponent to have the nuts, or in this case, they don't really have a good draw, so you fire at it, you can take it down quite often. But it didn't work this time.
Not this time. Levi check raising with the 2 pair, gets it done right away.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, he says wife's okay. He said he hopes we're still playing. Said,
We'll start when he gets here.
yeah, we'll start when you get here, buddy.
He's worth waiting for.
Glad he's still on his way. Levi with single suited aces, opening for 100.
Houston's an amazing town. It could take you an hour to go 10 miles. It's some days just nasty.
L Tractor making the call here with 10-8-8-7, 10-8 of diamonds on the button. And Sweater Guy with Ace King 6-3, Ace 6 of hearts will also call. 3 ways to the flop here. Jack high board, 2 spades. Levi does flop nut spade draw. Sweater Guy with bottom 2 pair. And L Tractor pretty much missing here. Could turn some straight outs. But with 2 spades on board, I don't see him continuing with this hand.
No, you don't want to get lucky. Try to go runner with your straight and then end up losing to a flush.
Yeah. Levi fires 250. Sweater guy
If I
calls
need
with
to
the
move
two
over, I
pair.
will. I don't want to.
Two pair is really kind of a
kinda
very
in
weak
between
hand in this game. It's going to get you in trouble an awful lot.
Yeah, especially bottom two. Sweater guy hoping to improve or have something that he can represent come out, but front dash spades get there. Levi with the nuts. And now Sweater guy, highly unlikely to continue. You don't want to try to be filling up with bottom two pair.
No, two pair is definitely one of the most overplayed hands in this game, especially bottom two pair. You're really comfortable with it in Hold'em, but you better not be comfortable with it in PLO. If it gets to the river in a nine-handed game, you're normally somewhere around 80% of the hands are going to win with a straight or better. Your two pair doesn't have a lot of options to improve.
And this is a game that is all about drawing and improving. Almost think of Hold'em as a stud game and Omaha as a draw game. Sweater guy double suited in the small blind. After it folds around, he'll make the call, but Penny's going to raise it up from the big blind with single suited kings. Makes it 100, and Sweater guy decides he will gamble.
Yeah, why not announced?
All clubs on board. Penny flopping the second nut flush. Sweater guy with the third nut flush.
Well, this kind of reverts back to Hold'em. Once you get it heads up pre-flop, you're pretty comfortable when you flop your flush, but in this case, he's in trouble.
He does check, however. Penny bets 100. He makes the call. And Penny with that check mark already. Pretty rare in Omaha. Usually there's some kind of backdoor draw, but the king high clubs is going to get this one. And after another check, he's going to go for a little more value here. 300. Sweater guy might call after that check on the turn.
Yeah, I actually think he has to.
The board does pair, though, so it just gives more reasons to fold. Yeah, he does get out of the way. Nice fold by Sweater guy. I think the board doesn't pair there. He has to make a crying call, but with the 5 coming through, there are just a lot of two pairs and set hands that fill up, and now you can get away from that third nut club a little bit easier.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, but he might have been firing just because you checked on the turn. True. When you shut down and didn't put any money toward that pot, then when the person checks to you for the second time, a lot of times it's worth throwing money out there, so it might have been a check call spot. But he made the right move. He folded.
Yeah, no,
I would have burned another 300. But then again, I probably wouldn't have checked the turn. So.
Folds to the button. Sweater guy with a weird hand. Queens and 5s. Single suited. Opens to 100. Dr. Gamble with a double suited ace 10 8 7 will get in there, and heads up we go to the flop. Dr. Gamble taking the lead with an ace.
Took a Madero one night.
Took a what?
Took a Madero one night.
Toca Madero, what are you talking about?
The place outside Aria.
Oh.
You ever been there?
Triple aces now.
Oh, is it the place next to Catch?
Huh?
Is it the place next to Catch?
It's outside.
Oh, it's outside.
It's in between like Crystals and
Yeah, we can go.
yeah. I mean, it's a good spot for sure.
Going for some value now after it checks on the turn again.
Yeah.
Sweater guy has nothing to defend
it's
with.
over there.
Makes the fold.
Yeah, we can go. Erica gets in Friday.
Okay. should be out of the PLO tournament by then.
What days it start? Wednesday?
I think it starts Wednesday. Yeah.
I like thinking positive.
Make my donation.
Maybe it's the whole reverse psychology.
Yeah, if you make plans or buy tickets for day 3 of the tournament, it's okay if you can't make it.
Absolutely.
Sweater guy with another weird hand, 8s and deuces this time. El Tractor defending the straddle with king, queen, 9-5 I think it was, yes, with king high hearts, and does flop a heart draw. Also has a 5 in his hand, so he's blocking the straight that's out there. Fires out 100 and takes it down right there. If you're liking the 4-card game, we've been getting a 1-2 PLO game pretty frequently here at Champions.
No, I don't think
Can
so.
play at a price point that's a little bit more reasonable than
Unless Petite
this game.
shows up. He was supposed to come, but he kind of ghosted.
Also every Thursday, 180 buy-in PLO tournament, 12K guaranteed, 180 buy-in, 100 rebuys and add-ons. That's a super fun little tournament, and we've been getting
Size, though.
15 to 18,000 in that prize pool pretty consistently.
That's a nice tournament.
That's true. There's a salesman right there.
Definitely not me then.
I played in it once, cashed once, retired on top.
There you
I
go.
like playing PLO sport, honestly.
I'm always doing the stream on Thursday, so I haven't been able to play it, but
Sounds fine, but
I do like PLO. I'm glad we're getting the 1-2 going. I like to play in it quite a
it's
bit.
different.
Area's worth 2, so.
Guess you're just going to have to call in sick one day.
Over under on how many
One of
games
these
before
days.
he gets it all in?
Go short ball on the first.
I'll go.
I don't know, 4,
I was gonna go 3.
3.
4 is actually pretty good.
I'd take the under on the 4.
Yeah,
I
I
think
would too. That's
if he buys in for 2K or less, I'd take the under.
Heads up in this one, penny flopping an open ender. Levi with a pair and a gut shot. 2 spades on board. Levi will fire 175 after penny checks. Penny calls, we'll go to the turn.
I think last week on the north part of town, he had 2 or 3 days where he just ran like God.
Yeah.
Double gutter now for Levi.
Larry's won his fair share
And
of
with
pots
his
on here.
8
He's won every time I've played, I think.
Yeah,
equities flip.
he folds
Gonna
never.
bet the 500 and take it down right there.
You can't win if you fold.
Kind of the motto for Texas poker, huh? Can't win if you fold.
That's right. Folds around to the blinds. L Tractor with ace jack 9 tray will defend the small blind. Shipp It's going to open it up. Ace queen queen 8, queen 8 of diamonds. Sweater guy double suited here with jack 10 trade deuce. Pretty marginal, but blind versus blind versus blind. He just decides to defend, and we go 3 ways to the flop. Top set for Shipp It. Sweater guy with a gut shot and the only hearts, but they're 3 high hearts. That's one of those spots where you're just getting in trouble, but he decides to call. It's only 100.
Yeah, as long as it represents a very small percentage of your stack, you can still splash around.
Good turn card for Sweater Guy. Now he's open-ended on the top end and gut shot on the bottom end. Picks up some equity. But Shipp It also turns a diamond draw to go with his set. So Shipp It, a 70-30 favorite here. He'll lead out for 500. Sweater Guy picking up equity, will not fold. Makes the call. And a card that does not look like a brick, but actually is, hits the river here. Shipp It probably not loving that 7.
It's a little more likely that your opponent was drawing to one of the flushes rather than the straight, so especially when he's got a blocker, the 8 on the top end.
Sure.
He's probably not too worried about it, but like a lot of situations in PLO, you just don't go crazy.
Yeah, he must not have been too worried at all. He bets 1,200 into 1,500 and takes it down.
But when you have those 2 suited connectors with a gap further than 2, normally what you're just flopping is open-enders, which are only 8 outs, and half of those outs are not to the nuts. So they're just really not a good hand to be playing unless you can get in really cheap and you're playing deep stacked enough that you've got some implied odds if you happen to nail the nuts. But these guys are all making pretty good decisions post-flop. So you can splash around with all sorts of stuff. That's what makes it fun to watch.
Folds around to L Tractor on the button. He raises to 100 with ace jack 10 deuce, jack 10 suited. And folds around. He'll just take that one down without a flop.
Yeah, we need Larry in the room.
Yeah.
It's a little too quiet without Larry.
Looking forward to his arrival.
The man always has a story.
A story and a Dirty Johnny joke. Folds around to the button and Shipp It double suited here. Ace 10, 7, 7. Opens to 100. Sweater Guy likes the little ones. Calling with King 5, 4, 4. King 4 suited, but unfortunately for him, it's the same suit as Shipp It's Ace 7. And Levi also double suited. Ace 9, 7 deuce. He's going to 3-bet to 410 from the straddle. Both of his suits live. Ace high clubs, 7 high spades.
That's pretty much one of Dylan Wiseman's staples right there.
Okay.
If the raise comes from the button and you've got a suited ace with any sort of connectivity on your other 2 cards, he likes that 3-bet. And that's the spot that you got right here.
And now Shipp It, potting it back. Gets rid of Sweater Guy. And now Levi's got to think about this with does have a double suited hand, but not the most connected.
Congratulations, Dan. That should be 13 for you. Dan, you have won that happy job. There's a 1340.
And the 3-bet was to 1340. Levi will defend. And now we have almost 3K in the middle. Not even a flop yet. Here we go.
Interesting to see what the plan is from Levi if he missed the flop.
And interesting to see what it'll be when he flops his 7 high flush draw. Checks it. Both players connecting to the ace. Levi with slightly more equity, having the only flush draw here.
More equity, but Shipp It definitely did represent aces pre-flop. It's very, very likely your 4-better is in the aces range.
Pot.
Whoa.
Wow.
He's not afraid.
Check raise all in from Levi here. As Shipp It bets 2K.
They're both basically in the same line of thought. It's very unlikely their opponent has aces. So, but I mean, the betting makes it likely. But the fact that they're holding an ace, they're just going for it.
Yeah, Levi with a gut shot and a spade draw. And just not putting Shipp It on the aces, as you say. It's going to get them all in there for 71.
57.95. 56, 57.95.
A little less than that, 57.95. Oh, that makes sense. Started the hand with 71.
57, 37.
I think I know what you have, and I think do block that. You have like one blocker on you. How much more?
37.95 more.
So it sounds like Shipp It's putting him on a Broadway rap, thinking that his 10 of clubs is blocking.
A lot of draws do this. Fortunately, I don't block very much of it.
A lot of draws do that, but a lot of the draws are, they hold a whole lot of equity as well, so.
Just so much out there. Feels very king, queen, 10 of spades. Which I would love to have that hand right now. Block 2 middles. I'm fucked if you have that hand. Queen, 10 of spades. What spades? Makes a lot of sense. Almost bet 1,000. It's a lot easier decision if I just make a right bet there. Although, all right, figure this out real quick. Let me get 100 and you make it 4. I don't think you have that. Fuck. I wish I had fucking 2 of those. Ooh, the fact that I don't makes this harder, actually. One more minute.
He's taking aces completely out of the range, probably thinking Levi would have 5-bet jam there.
Yeah, putting him on the Broadway rap, wishing he had 2 10s instead of 2 7s.
If he takes aces out of the equation here and he puts them on that strong wrap, that he's got enough equity to make the call. But it still sucks. You've only got one pair with a 10 kicker.
Fuck. They got me in the blender stream.
First
Right now.
everything.
It's 1 of 2 hands. It's fucking ace jack or it's king queen 10 of spades. One of them's got me fucked. The other one I'm 50-50. That's where this is really tough. I'm very weak. This is the old 3-bet with an ace in your hand, trying to represent aces and take it down on the flop, and it didn't go my way. But I do have an ace, which makes this very hard. I don't fucking know. I don't know. It's king, queen, 10 with spades, or it's ace jack. Love that fucking check raise. Wait, all right, that might actually help you. What did you check raise it last time? Did it against him. We didn't get to a showdown, did we? Fuck, should have watched the stream. All right, I think I should just fold. My best case scenario is 50-50 here. My worst case is I'm drawing to a fucking 10 or 7. All right, good day.
I thought I raised more. When I realized I only raised 3,200, I
37.
realized I blundered.
I got to mark
You
the time.
thought you had more fold equity than you actually did?
908, I got to go see that.
Please don't watch it, I'll be embarrassed. Please don't watch it, I'll be embarrassed.
Well,
They had pretty similar hands there. You won't be as embarrassed as he thought. Very well played by both players there. You know, as you said, they're both saying the other guy can't have aces. I've got an ace.
Yeah, they both puffed their chests up, and they both played a pretty nice hand.
Yeah. Take another look at what's going on here in the rooms. Again, we got those hot seat drawings every evening from 5 to 11 p.m. Win a minimum of $100 if your seat is drawn. Multipliers based on however many hours you played in the room for the month. We do these kind of promos all the time, so it's good to come down and play here at Champions Club. On Wednesdays and Sundays, you can double dip from 5 to 9 every half hour, splashing $50 into random pots, as well as the hot seat drawings at the same time. So tons of money being given away on Sundays and Wednesdays. Put this in your calendar. End of the month, 150K guaranteed multi-fly tournament starting Friday the 28th, going through Sunday the 30th. Multiple flights each day. And we will be streaming the final table of that event, the 150K guaranteed. Check Poker Atlas for all the details on that one, but that's June 28th through the 30th. Should be a super fun event. Dealer change. And L Tractor waking up with kings right out of the gate. Ace, king, king, 10 with king 10 of diamonds. A really nice looking holding. Ship It with a 10 high rundown. We'll 3-bet to 300. 10, 9, 8, 7 with 10, 7 of hearts. Levi and Ship It, very similar hands here. Jack 10, 9, 7 for Levi getting in there. So those guys sharing a lot of each other's outs.
Yeah, Ship It's got a really nice looking rundown, but the fact that Levi has him covered on the high end takes away all his equity. Most of it.
Oh, man. But for sure you're going to
And
raise
Sweater
that.
Guy getting in there with a suited ace. Ace, queen, 5, 4 will be our fourth player going to the flop here. He's got the low end of the board covered. 2 spades on board. Nobody has a spade draw, but L Tractor with the dry guy.
Yeah, me too.
Checks all the way around. And now a wheel wrap for Sweater Guy. Can hit any card from an ace through a 6.
400.
After the check around, L Tractor will lead out with the kings. This is a tough spot here because a lot of the straights that Sweater Guy can make are not the nuts, and there's 2 spades on board, so he probably has to take those outs out of consideration, thinking that one of these guys probably will have spades of some kind, even though we see that nobody does.
Yeah, if your outs could very likely help your opponent, normally you just don't count them.
Sweater Guy taking a big stab here, though, raising it up. He does have top pair, and he does have all those straight outs. Probably just wants to end the hand right here, so he raises up to 2,000. Levi gets out of the way.
Well, there's no current straight possible. He's really only worried about some sets, and if a spade comes, I'm sure he's planning on firing the dry guy, so.
The raise works.
They say the Sweater Guy's only got 27.75 back, so essentially you don't have a lot of implied odds. You lose your ability to pressure him out of that pot with the dry guy. So there's a lot of hands that he's just continuing with anyway.
Yeah, and if Sweater Guy does have a worse flush draw and makes it, he's not folding for that last couple thousand.
Right.
So the dry guy becomes a lot less valuable.
Right. I should have looked at the total before I started talking.
Four raises, 100.
Yuck.
Sweater Guy playing the heat. He's got a good start to a Badoogie. Dr. Gamble in there with ugly kings. King, 10-7, no suits. Sweater Guy having raised it up with kind of a trashy hand, picks up top 2 pair. Cut shot for Penny. Nobody has clubs. Sweater Guy continues for 250 and should get it done. Penny with middle pair and a gut shot.
And double gutter.
Yeah, double gutter, he's right.
But when you get those double gutters, the bottom end, you're probably not drawn to anything but trouble.
He does elect to make the call, though. He's in position. Decides to peel 1 card off and picks up a pair. 9s and 6s now. Sweater Guy's Jacks and 6s still in the lead. And now Penny is blocking the nuts and has 2 pairs. He can represent something here and bets out 500.
I can't see from here.
27.
Okay, I couldn't see anything.
Bluff will take it down.
You bet. Good fold though. 2 pair in that spot, just not very strong.
Yeah, not blocking any straights.
Your clubs there.
No clubs. With an easy call club.
Four ways to the flop here. Rare limped around. L Tractor smashing this one. Top pair and diamond draw. Top and bottom actually in a diamond draw.
5 folds, excuse me.
Don't love having the second nut diamond draw, but with it limped around, pretty unlikely somebody had suited ace and didn't raise it up. We've seen the way these guys have been playing.
Yeah, they're liking the suited aces. Nothing wrong with that when you're betting still a small percentage of your stack and you've got a possible big nut hand like that.
Yeah, you want to start trying to build a pot right away. If you're going to be drawing to a really nutty hand.
Raise.
9 raises.
And Levi gets out of the way here. I think Penny was trying to raise this one up, but it's called just a call because he threw one chip in. Dr. Gamble will raise it for him. Single suited aces on the button. 3 players going to the flop here. Penny double suited and picking up the nut flush draw on this flop. Sweater Guy has 2 of those hearts as well, though. Checks to Dr. Gamble. Aces are still good, but he checks it back. Nut hearts get there. No waiting. And Penny, having checked this, has a very well disguised hand. Sweater Guy now leading out with his 10 high hearts. And just a call from Penny. Board pairs. That's got to be a little scary, except for Penny has one of those 8s in his hand. That helps a little bit. Unlikely somebody has a set and checked it on the flop, so you're only really worried about a set of 6s now.
So, yeah, nice bet. A small bet. Can get called by a smaller flush.
Here's value.
Sniffing it out. That definitely looks like a value bet.
And does manage to get a little extra value out of Sweater Guy there.
You know, even if your value bet looks like a value bet, you know, you're still going to get paid off quite often if you size it to the right amount.
This Lord didn't pair on the river.
Yeah, what was that now?
What was the plan? That was the plan. How big was it?
Well, not big enough to call it raises.
Are you from Texas?
What's that?
You from Texas?
Yeah. In the Tomball area.
I have 5 cards. That one's yours. That was here.
Just pick 4.
Okay.
Uh-oh, that might mess up the sensors.
Everyone cool?
That one was sitting over here.
Okay.
Okay with me?
Yeah, likely to be a mystery hand here if 5 cards win on one of the sensors, but if everybody folds, it won't be a problem.
5 folds.
Levi opening this one with queens, also has ace-7 suited to go with him. Got the best of this one going 3 ways to the flop. 2 diamonds on board, good for nobody. I thought Sweater Guy might have had diamonds, but he's got the dry guy. Checks around. And now 2 pairs for Shipp It.
3 bets, 150.
And he will lead out for 150.
4 folds, 6.
And take it down.
Thank you.
Some reds.
So you're going to be playing PLO quite often now? That 1-2 game?
Yeah, if it fires, I'd like to try to come in and play it. Some days
This time around.
it doesn't start until after I'm already working on the stream, so it's kind of tough. But when it starts earlier, I do try to jump in there before the stream starts, play a little bit.
Let us know you're coming. We'll call everybody, and I'm sure they'll come in.
There you go.
Kind of like when I play mixed games. Hey, he's here.
Yeah.
Casters work overtime.
Nah, you're very good at PLO.
I got
I do enjoy it.
3
I
blades.
think I'm slightly better at PLO than Hold'em.
Tough to get your money.
4
Mystery hand this time is Shipp It on the button, and he's raising, or betting rather, 100.
Four calls.
Sweater guy with the second nut diamonds makes the call.
Four chips.
Top 2 pair now for Sweater guy as well. Probably not going anywhere in this hand. Shipp It will continue to fire, betting just about pot size, 500 into 510.
4 outs.
Not many.
How many else? Oh,
More.
you said 4 outs.
More than I had before.
Well,
You said 4 outs, I like.
rivering the nuts is a pretty good deal. That's third pot, very value sized.
Just hoping his opponent has diamonds as well.
Yeah, we don't know what Shipp It has, but he was betting out on these diamonds the whole way. Now that the ace of diamonds get there, I'm thinking Shipp It has a set.
God damn it, why do I feel like you have Jack 10 with diamonds? I got 2 10s in my hand. Yeah, I mean, like...
Two 10s in his hand. Interesting. Maybe combo draw. 2 10s with spades. Interesting. We'll never know. Could have had a weird hand like King, King, 10, 10 or something like that.
Yeah, hard to guess on that one.
Two folds. Three folds. 4 raises, 100. 5 folds, 6 folds, 6 folds. That heads it back.
Heads up on this one. Sweater guy raising it up. Penny getting in there
Five check.
from the small blind. And middle set for Sweater guy.
4 bets, 150.
You always feel comfortable flopping top pair and hold 'em, but this is not hold 'em. You need a little bit more than just that.
Yeah, top pair and a gut shot now turns into top 2 for Penny. Sweater guy's set still good, but the board's very connected now, and he just checks it back. Backdoor spades come through. Nobody has that. The set's still good.
Five checks, 4 checks.
Bet of 9.
It just goes check, check.
Would you like to run out?
Yeah, right.
Anything else, Paul?
Just shut him down. You got that set, and the straight completes, the flush completes. You're just glad when your opponent checks back.
Play a lot on the hold'em stream, yeah.
Yeah, here I played just the PLO stream, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Been here probably 5 or 6 times, probably.
gotcha. 'Cause I remember seeing you before. So
Yeah.
I don't remember where.
I might start putting the hold'em streams here. I might come tomorrow or Thursday.
They look fun.
Yeah,
Uh-oh,
you don't
he's
play?
addicted.
I'll play hold'em. Few cards.
Yeah, I like 2 cards better.
You play hold'em?
A lot better. But you know,
Nope.
no one really plays it anymore in Houston. So.
Left that train a long time ago.
No, I don't think I've ever seen you play hold'em.
About 2 weeks ago, I accidentally sat down out there. Larry's like, "Come on over. It's a great game."
Okay.
Larry and I, right? You know, the little
Playing hold'em.
$300 one or whatever.
I like playing hold'em.
And, you know, I buy in and sit down, and I only get 2 cards. Hey, I only got 2. Like, oh, no, that's,
Oops.
you know. But then the next hand, they gave me 4, because it was bomb pot.
All right,
And
this is all
alternate,
right.
I think they alternate one Omaha
Yeah.
so it threw me off, so I'm like, oh, good, back to Omaha. Of course, Larry and I were all in 5 out of 10 hands. And all the best hands were holding, you know, because they were moving in with 7 high, and they're all folding aces and kings and showing it. And we had like a pair and a flush draw or whatever it is. And I know he was going in light, so I was calling him light, which threw off the made hands.
Oh yeah, because they think you must have it.
Well,
one of them has it. It's like, no, neither of us have it, actually.
It's crazy. We actually, I think Larry and I won like 4,000 in that game. Just running good too, which
Gotta love that.
It was fun.
Top set for Levi here, leading out for 300. And nobody really has much to defend with.
Pretty good flop.
But when you play Omaha so long and then you send the Hold'em game, the 2 cards versus 1 cards on a straight, you have to punch yourself.
Yeah. Rewind.
Oh yeah, making a 1 card straight and hold 'em.
That's
Yeah,
kind
there's
of the
fewer
worst.
outs,
I mean, the other
but you're much
stuff
more
is
likely
kinda
that
easy
your
to
hand's
figure
good
out
when you
with
hit
one
your
card
straight.
does.
Right, hold them.
Straight
So.
one.
The trap that got me is I went to San Antonio about a month ago, and I was playing in a Big O game, which I assumed was just 5-card PLO. And then I didn't learn until I was playing a $10,000-something pot that it's a high-low.
You didn't know that?
5-card PLO. No, they're like, oh, everyone knows that. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
That's a good game.
That's not good.
It's fun.
yeah, well, I mean.
And rounders or SA?
What's that?
SA card house or rounders?
I forget.
They love Big O over there in San Antonio.
Used to play a lot of Big O at the game I used to work at too.
A lot better than
I do love that game, but
playing one high-low and it's only high.
where I played it was relatively safe because of the pop cap.
Yeah, true.
Too bad.
But I
That
was
game's
just like,
not
I was
big.
so confused
good
by the
down
men I
here.
was looking at, and I was like, what's it gonna say? And I was like,
That's right, everything's big in
interesting
Texas.
call. And it turns out I'm the idiot.
Yeah, they don't tell you either.
Yeah, I know. They just laid that as a surprise.
3 ways to this flop. Nut flush draw for Penny.
4 bets 250 or 5 255.
Ship it with some straight
Yeah,
draws.
for the longest time on the north side, they started having a high-low game.
Let Ben
And this
take
is
it
years
for
ago
Penny.
when I was still just playing Omaha, and I'd sit down and tell them, hey, I'm only playing the high. So I'm potting in, a lot of better hands are folding all the time.
Makes it easy.
It is. I know I'm playing for my half.
Bold strategy, Captain.
Y'all can get quartered
It's
all
not
you
a terrible
want. I just
strategy
don't
if you don't know how to play split, because the low only
Of course,
gets
you
there about
wake up with,
60% of the
you know,
time. There's always a
and
high.
Deuce or 3 in your hand, and
Oh, it feels great.
I think it's a fun game.
Second time that's happened.
6 raises, 100, 9 4.
which game you playing?
Levi
What
opening
game are you
this
playing
one
right
with
now?
Oh, I forget.
jacks, ace, jack, jack 10, jack 10 of hearts.
3 folds, 4 folds.
Low
No,
only.
I hope not. I don't have a low eligible hand.
And
I have the
raise
type
and
of
take
hand
it.
that you get excited about in 4-card and very disappointed when you get it in high-low.
A lot of things.
I've had 3 8s in my hand twice already. I don't even have 30 hands, something like that.
Haven't had trips yet. It's early.
Just once. I had trip 4s a minute ago. It was in the window.
Yeah, Larry's the type of guy that likes to play trips.
And then bluff you with it.
Yeah, that he actually, I've seen him hit a set more often than you should. Like he does, he'll
You
have
should
3
hit.
8s, and I mean, it's just
8 comes
About-
right there
yeah,
in the
but
window.
it's just amazing.
7% of the time.
Well, if the trips are in your hand, I mean,
But he practices more
if they're
than
high
us.
enough,
Yeah,
like
that's
jacks
true.
or something, you are going to be blocking Broadway.
Yeah.
So it's very unlikely that somebody makes a Broadway and you can represent it,
Kinda
but
like my no-look
still not
game.
optimum.
Practice
Yeah.
more than most people.
I see a lot of people play trip aces when they get it, especially if the third card makes one of the aces suited, which isn't, I mean, it's definitely not good, but it's not as bad as like trip 3s or something like that.
Yeah, it's the information that you know that nobody else has aces, so.
Right. Speaking of trip 3s, Levi does flop a set of threes here. No tractor with the dry guy and a gut shot to Broadway.
Set of threes on that flop is very, very scary.
Yeah.
Multi-way, because people are going to have all sorts of wraps. Flush draws, wraps.
Like the black hole over there.
Somehow he's only got one opponent with a nice
same place
draw.
where chips go, so I should know it.
Gut shot and diamonds for Penny. Set's way in the lead now. He's going to pot it, put the pressure on.
I had the start of your hand. I
I
had that part.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I also got that part.
I've had that exact hand. This is well, 8833. That's
Worked out perfect, but yeah, you don't want to get overcommitted with those small sets, that's for sure.
Running pure.
I am running pure. Okay, no question about that.
Like no diamond and no card above a 9.
All of them would have helped me. Turn bet too. Here we go.
The good thing about Larry, he can't sneak up on you.
Naked aces. A little bit of connectivity with the jack, but not much.
Single suited, does have the ace-5 also. A little connectivity on either end.
With
but
an 8.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want 3 and 4 gaps. Prefer to have it a little better. Double suited hand for Shipp It. And Penny getting in there with double suited queens. Both suits covered though. Or no, the clubs are okay. Jacks and 5s now for Dr. Gamble. Backdoor spades. He's going to check around. Dr. Gamble also with the dry guy of hearts now. King of hearts comes out. And Shipp is going to take a stab here now. He's got a king in his hand. Gut shot straight? No, no gut shot either.
9.
Ooh. Somehow Jackson 5's still good. But a scary run out for this hand. Oh, he pots it. Turns his hand into a bluff. Bluffing with the best hand again.
He's had good timing on that.
He's blocking Broadway with the 2 aces. Trying to put pressure on smaller straights if one's out there.
It's a much easier decision than his last one. You have pretty much nothing.
Yeah. He does have a king, and he has a 10, so he's blocking some straights. Could turn his hand into a bluff too, but just doesn't seem like you would want to do that in this case. He definitely wasn't thinking about calling.
I like how he at least takes his time, so he makes a good decision. Sometimes you miss out on some pretty important things if you don't take a moment and think through a hand.
They didn't have a game outside.
Yeah, definitely a thinking player, Shipp It. He likes to walk through it.
Weather?
I guess so.
Is it storming out? I heard it was going to.
It's supposed to.
Yeah.
It's been supposed
It's really bad south of here.
all week.
Yeah.
Maybe moving north.
Raise.
3 raises, 100.
Pretty strong Badoogie here from Shipp It, raising to 100. 9875.
6 folds. 4 pips.
Getting 3 callers. We go 4 ways to the flop. Penny with the best fit right now. Double suited ace 10 8 3.
Bam.
Ace on board. Shipp It with the only 7 though. Triple sevens now.
4 bets, 100.
Raising with that middle shelfer and hitting it. Sweater guy makes the call with the jacks. And it's both of the aces to fold. Shipp It in really good shape now. That's 500. The sweater guy gets out of the way.
I got you.
That sweater guy was swinging for the fences, hoping to hit that 2-outer for his boat. And
Yeah, I think the price was just cheap enough. He figured he'd peel a card and see if anything changed.
don't know if anybody's added on. It seems like these are the generic numbers from where they started, right?
I do believe Penny got it added on. You know, L Tractor started with 2K, and I think he busted somebody in that big pot. So, yeah.
Oh, they had to rebuy. Yep.
Everybody started with between 2 and 4, so there's definitely more chips on the table now than when we started.
I'm gonna call him. Thanks, Dad.
Except for Shipp It, who started with 10K.
Yeah, one hand, he'll be right back up there.
Oh, yeah. 5 ways to this one. Unraised pot. 7-4 gets
There you
there.
go. Well, nobody has 7-4, but you
Yeah,
push 7-4 so much, now people are just playing 7s or 4s.
Right. Shipp It with a wrap here, but on a paired board. The bet is small enough that he's going to go ahead and call here. Dr. Gamble leading out with really not much here, just a pair of 9s. Some backdoor outs. Well, there's a backdoor out. Open-ended now. Continues to bet, so representing having a 4 here. And Shipp It will get out of the way.
Yeah. His nickname is pretty accurate.
Yeah, he likes to take stabs at those boards where nobody should have anything.
And his timing's been perfect, so definitely can't argue with his playing style.
Sweater guy limping in with 6s. Levi raising it up on the button with ace-9-5 deuce with a suited ace. Makes it 100 to go. L Tractor calling with a double suited hand. Unfortunately for him, his king-high suit is covered by Levi's hand. Sweater guy will get in there with the queen-10, 6-6, queen-10 of diamonds, and flop the diamonds.
Check.
Checks it to Levi, who c-bets for looked like 100. Top and bottom for Tractor, he gets in there. And Sweater guy just calling here. Interesting.
Turn the mic off.
Yeah. turn those mics off when you guys go. Checks around on the turn. Sweater guy's got to be feeling better about his queen high flush now. You'd think he'd try to get some money in the pot here. Yeah, he's going to bet half pot. Knows he's good at this point.
So does everybody else.
Yeah, nobody really has anything here. L Tractor unlikely to call a 2-pair on that board now. 1-liner out there, or 4-liner out there rather. Sweater guy with the straight and the flush. He's got it all.
Overkill.
The salmon and the steak.
Okay, we got a mount up there for Oklahoma Larry, so.
But I had these $10,000 vouchers for food also.
They were talking about it a minute ago that sounded like he's in the room.
Yeah. Get you $60 worth of food, but
They charged me more.
cost you, cost you 10 grand in tournament entries.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. It makes you feel better about dumping, 2 bullets into that 5K PLO.
And we've all had $4,000 or $5,000 hamburgers over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Will would know.
Oh, I know.
See, I've had a $3,000 T-shirt.
Hey, a lot of high rate games.
Heard Larry. Haven't seen Larry.
Dr. Gamble opening this one with double suited Queen 10-9-7. Sweater guy calling with the 6s
Yeah, what
again
happened?
and flopping
That's how
middle set.
eventful it was. Check.
Full players check and front door diamonds get there. Now Sweater guy leading out with the set and taking it down. Got to figure Dr. Gamble's going to c-bet there if he has a diamond draw, so don't hate the lead out there from Sweater guy.
No, it's kind of a, well, I guess you don't have anything, I'll just take it down.
Yeah.
Was that his voice or just a copycat? Patrick would notice him. Oh, that's supposed to be, oh, that is 10. Yeah.
And 6 raises 100, 9 falls. One calls. Suit 4 has raised 2. 500.
Three bet from Sweater guy. Double suited aces and connected.
This is a spot that even though kings look nice, he's got not a lot of help with the other two. He does have the spade draw, but you can get out of the way.
Yeah, players, especially in these PLO games, rarely 3-betting and 4-betting without the aces. So that hand definitely needs to flop a king or it's in really rough shape. You'd much rather have a hand like Tractor's here where you've got some straight outs and double suited. Dr. Gamble also, same kind of thing, 9-8, 6-5, pretty connected, 2 suits.
You don't like to have the gap on the high end. His jacks.
Yeah, you prefer not to, obviously. Dr. Gamble flopping the best of this one, though. Trip 9s and a wrap.
4 checks. 5 checks. 9 checks.
Checks around to L Tractor. And it looks like he's going to take a stab here. He's got a 7. Got some straight outs. He's got position. Bet 600.
Well, 3 out of 4 times when your opponents checked you in that spot, you're probably going to be able to represent the 9, and they don't have it. But in this case, Dr. Gamble has it.
It'll be interesting to see if he check raises here with Sweater Guy calling. There's some merit in check raising when you've got trips, but with as many cards are out there when 5 players see the flop, you could be out kicked here. All of his kickers are lower than the board. So even if he fills up, he's going to be afraid he's behind to 9-7 the whole way.
Well, he's taken the aggressive line in these spots before. I imagine he's going to fire. He just likes finding out.
Yeah.
If you got it, you got it.
Well, he can pretty much get his whole stack in here if he wants to. You go with a smaller check raise, looks like 1,800.
Seat 9 makes it 1,800.
Yeah, like 3.
Definitely pick the right hands to raise against there. And a nice pot there for Dr. Gamble.
Yep.
Not sure if I got rewarded or punished for being in net. When I hit that flop
I think punished.
quite hard.
I think punished.
I don't know.
I don't know. It depends on how hard you hit it.
Pretty hard.
Like 8-10 with a 9 or something like that.
Something like that. This is why I don't fold.
Fold, you never win.
I know. Card slipped out of my hand.
Nine folds. 2 folds.
How do you know I'm going to stout?
3 raises.
What'd you say?
How do you know I'm going to stout?
Larry's not coming.
Awesome.
We definitely got to take care of family. So hopefully everything's all right there.
I have a lot of 9s.
3 folds. 4 checks. 6 checks.
Top and bottom for Levi here, 3 ways to the flop.
6 folds.
Checks to Ship It. He's going to bet 100 and get a call.
6 checks.
Levi got 6 full now.
2 checks.
Check, check. Fires out now on the river. Ship It's kickers are too weak to call any kind of bet here. Gets out of the way.
It's kind of another spot that a lot of people get in trouble. You make that small boat, the 6 is full of aces, and anybody with a ace-6, jack-6, 10-6, aces, jacks, 10s, they all have you beat. And some people get over connected to those small boats, but not this group. They're all pretty high flyers.
You play enough hands at Omaha and you just don't fall in love with those little things. You know?
Yeah, you touch the stove often enough. Right. That's probably with most people. They just haven't touched the stove often enough. They'll learn.
I raise or call.
It was supposed to be again. I keep forgetting to announce it.
Raise.
Want to do it for me? Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
It's a nice guy.
6 raises.
Just looking out.
So 100.
That's real kind of me.
I gotta look it up for you.
Are you gonna re-raise now?
Probably.
Really?
I wouldn't blame him.
That'd be super rude.
Not
All right, hey, let's go.
Favor like that.
Snuck
Three
in there.
ways to the flop here. Penny flopping the Broadway
Is that a
rap. He
seat
started
or
with the
lead?
best of it. Flops the best of it.
I fold.
Should have went with the re-raise.
Yeah. That quick a fold.
All right, that's the last time I smooth call with a black chip.
You need some, can I give you a second 500 or something like that?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Here you go.
Thanks, bud.
Yep.
I'm glad to hear Dr. Gamble talking about wanting to play more of these streams. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely an action player.
Okay. I will do my
Definitely bummed that Larry's not going to make it tonight, though. He might have livened up this group a little bit, but
The mic up.
do it again.
playing great,
I'm fold.
so that's fine.
6 folds, 9 folds.
Penny with single-suited kings, very connected with the queen jack.
That's a beautiful hand.
L Tractor double-suited, making the call from the straddle. Set of queens, or sorry,
5 bet 150.
I was thinking those are queens instead of kings. Penny's still in the lead here, though, either way.
Two folds.
Tractor does make the call. There are a lot of turns that can help that hand, and this is one of them.
There's his help.
Pair of queens with a queen high flush draw, or two pair of queens and nines with a queen high flush draw.
5 check.
And safe run out. Although that is a pretty connected card. It's a scary one. Well, Tractor's not going to be super confident, especially with Penny raising this one pre. He's supposed to have an ace. Easily could have two bigger pair. But
Will has queen 9, 2 folds.
L Tractor's queens and nines will hold for this small pot.
Good pot control from both of them. Yeah, in order for these guys to pile a lot of money in, they're going to have to both have strong hands. They're just playing perfectly as far as not getting out of line with their marginal hands. Definitely splashing around with some different hands and different combinations, but understanding the value of what they do have.
Yeah, great
So the
situational
PLO
awareness.
tomorrow?
Who's raising pre, who's three betting pre,
Okay.
where are those cards at?
I'm sure they got one tomorrow, but the one we were talking about earlier is next Wednesday, I believe.
Oh, next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Which one's that?
The 10K PLO. And freeze out.
Are you guys playing it?
I'm going fire at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the freeze out ones so much more.
6 folds,
Yeah.
7 folds,
Just more fun.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
or 9 folds, 2 folds, 3 checks.
Were you in Vegas like a month ago or less? Like recently?
I was in Vegas a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, were you played a PLO tournament, right? I think I saw you in a Bretsky video.
Oh yeah. I wasn't.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
5 checks.
Yeah. He had like
9 checks.
he was having me pick his numbers and they kept winning and he's like, oh man, I'm gonna give you $100. I'm like, I'm not gonna take $100, dude. He easily could have lost. He's like, all right, man, you either gonna light it on fire or I'm gonna give it to you or whatever. And I was like, all right, I'll give it to the next like service person. next to me, and it was a janitor walked by. I got 9 high flush.
Or 9 folds, excuse me, 9 folds.
That's good.
I was more interested in the
so
story
funny.
than the hand here.
I
But
was
Kenny's gonna
like-
take this one down with queen
I
high
couldn't really
flush.
tell because it was like you weren't really in frame for very often, for very long. So I was like,
It was very quick.
Whose video?
Ran into him at a
Brett Ski, are you
roulette
familiar with
table.
him?
Oh, the YouTuber?
that?
Yeah.
He was doing it on his phone. He's
Yeah.
just on, he's like, hey man, pick some numbers, and I was like, Drew Brees 9, and a few other ones, and he kept winning, and he was just like, he's like, here you go, here's 100. I was like, I really can't take that, man. But he was fun to play with, dude. He's super
yeah,
nice
he's
guy,
hilarious.
super fun.
Yeah, I don't get that either. I probably would have taken it and
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
bled
That's
it
all
up,
there is to it.
bet it on red 7 and see if you can turn it into 3,500 real quick.
I wonder how much those guys make. Honestly, that's like
Off YouTube?
yeah. I mean,
Less,
he
less
has a
than
pretty
you
good.
think, unless from a stake deal,
Yeah.
that's a lot. You make a lot from that.
He has a pretty
the
good
YouTube
following,
itself- Yeah,
He's got like 600,000 or so.
that's pretty good.
followers. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
somewhere in that ballpark. I mean, I don't think he's
I would-
killing it, but
I would imagine he's probably making a lot more off stake than he is on YouTube.
what do you mean
If I had-
stake? What do you mean staking?
The
Stake's the name of the website.
Yeah.
Online.
But I mean,
Oh,
the live
okay.
streams on
Sponsoring
too.
people.
Oh, that's
And I don't know how that's been doing
He's
it.
probably doing just fine then.
Not a big.
Single suited
Yeah,
aces
okay.
and deuces
Yeah.
for Ship It. 3 betting.
Sorry.
Levi opened this one with
Little less,
a
right?
double suited king 10 8 7.
445 or 450? Or 445?
And he will be calling the 3 bet. 445. Dr. Gamble with queens on the button.
Alright, so the betting for 3 is 445. 6 calls.
Represents somewhere near a couple percent of his stack. You could flop the nuts and you got the implied odds with these deep stacks if you happen to really catch one, so worth a call.
And he will call as well. 3 ways we go to the flop. Ship It out of position, but with the best of it right now.
Really?
And just crushes the flop here. Top set and blocking the only hand that can beat him with 2 deuces in his hand.
What? Is that 700?
Leads out for about half pot.
Six folds, 9 folds. Thank you.
Probably a mistake.
I know mine was. Calling the open.
Oh,
and calling the 3 bet.
Well, yeah,
Folding.
calling the 3 bet might have been a mistake. And I'm wondering if I should call there. I'm not really sure. There were a lot of pretty turn cards for me.
Six folds. 9 folds. 1/2 folds.
Right.
3 raises, 100. 4 calls. 5
Wow.
calls, 100.
Ace, ace, king, king, single suited. Sweater guy has jacks.
Where was that flop last hand?
3 makes it 200. 4 calls.
Chip It bets 200. Sweater guy with a quick call, and then he makes his set of jacks.
Look at it, hot seat drawing, time to put up the screen for your name.
3 bets, 900.
And the winner is 3.
Only have to worry about king 10 here.
What are they drawing for?
$100. 1 raise.
Here's your friendly 1 hour reminder. 1 hour's been elapsed.
Possibly a set of queens.
So if you wanted to find out.
Oh, wait, is that you?
No, no.
Pretty good
That's
about this.
Tommy.
Oh, it's you. Oh, he's in the hand. Sorry. I thought it was you. My bad.
He's gonna ask for it again.
I will wait.
Ooh, the 10 gets there. Ship It makes Broadway. You also had the nut flush draw.
And all the scare cards.
So Sweater Guy left his hand on the turn and knows that it's not worth anything right here.
That doesn't matter. Yeah.
Ooh, makes the call anyway.
Yeah, on the river, damn it. That river was straight, but I had better before.
$4,400 pot going over to Ship It.
Yeah, bad card. Good bet. Should have raised. I should have raised.
We all do it
I
at
had
least
clubs
once.
on the turn. I wouldn't go anywhere.
I still should have raised. I should have raised.
Okay, good. People at home get to hear.
Thank you to find your
For the
hand
stream.
on the board. Run around.
All right, every Friday from 5 to 11 p.m. we have the multiplier hot seats. Random winner picked each hour. Based on the number of hours of play per month, you get multipliers. So if you played 20 hours, you get $200. 30 hours, you get $300. 80 hours, you get $500. We also have splash pots Sunday, Wednesday. Only Sundays and Wednesdays all month long. You get $50 random drawing every half hour between 5 and 9. So come play some poker here. Get lucky. Get your hours paid for. Play for free. You can't beat it. It's a pretty good deal. And we got our multi-flight, multi-bag, 150K guaranteed tournament Friday, June 28th to Sunday, June 30th. It's going to be a $360 buy-in, 30K starting stack, 30-minute levels. And you've got, looks like 6 flights here, including 2 turbos.
You just hit it.
So that would be a funnier one.
That's the more tilting way to get there. Is just being.
I mean, if you have ace jack there, I'm dead.
Yeah. I thought I had more money than I did, and I thought it was unlikely to get aces.
L Tractor raising it up with suited ace with a 10-3.
Well, next time I 4-bet pre, I'll remember to have them.
I
Forgot to have them that time.
Sweater Guy comes along.
Just to tease me.
5, 6, 6, 7. Flops an open ender. Both checking the turn. Three changes, nothing. Sweater Guy's gonna take it down with a pair of 6s if L Tractor doesn't bet him out. And he did.
The way you were talking, I thought you had ace-8, but against just ace-10, I was actually probably in decent shape, honestly.
Close to flipping.
Accidentally.
Close, right? You probably got
My
40%.
My two
Your pairs are
live.
your
13
pairs are
out
live.
twice,
right?
Your pairs are live, and your flush draws live. So yeah,
13 twice.
Yeah, you're probably close to 50-50.
Really close, yeah.
I mean, fucking
He had a
way
good
worse,
shot, though, so his
way
nine-
worse shape than I
his
thought
nine
you were
was
in.
good.
I definitely thought it was one of the 2 hands I was calling out, which
Yeah.
Probably 20 spots and then 9.
You got queen 10, 9, 7, something like that too.
Of course.
9, 10,
You could
8.
have
Same-
king,
same thing.
You have 9,
Yeah.
10,
10,
8.
you could
Well,
have
same.
queen 10, 9, you could have,
9, 10,
Same,
jack.
same thing, really.
yeah. I had 1 10 in my hand, which is what made me think for so long.
Yeah. You need them to have that.
And I blocked the low end with 2 7s if he's doing that with,
You don't want to have a 10 or a 7, and you had both.
I had both. That's what put me in the blender.
Raise.
Fold.
Levi opening this one with 10, 10, 8, 8, 10, 8 of hearts. And Penny calling from the small blind. Blind versus blind here. King Jack 5-3. Levi picking up a heart draw. Penny with a gut shot.
Same with the corn is very good together.
Yeah,
Bet and take it.
I like the couscous with it.
Thank you.
I mean, if I have ace 8 there, I don't think I even think about it. If you just have ace jack, you just have ace jack. For what we did pre and what we're already out there.
That would have been a spicy call.
With ace 8?
Oh, with ace 10.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Zero credit given.
Yeah. I mean, first, again, like you said, spade reels off and I'm just dead on the turn.
Sweater guy with single suited aces. Ace, ace, 8, 7 with hearts, racing to 100. Levi with double suited King Jack 10, 5, and Dr. Gamble with Queen Jack 10, 7 getting in there.
Little ones.
Nut flush draw for Sweater guy. Levi hits top pair, but really not much else going on in this hand. Sweater guy betting 250 should just get it done.
Definitely the spot you want to be. You want to have the best hand with the possibility to draw to something better. But his opponents didn't have much to come along.
And nice to have a Houston legend dealing to us.
Very true.
It is nice.
I just don't know how to call him Patrick. I can't say a nickname.
I'm
on the
probably
screen.
the only one that calls him Patrick.
I think you are.
Is that right? Close to.
I don't want to get canceled on the stream.
20 years ago.
Yes, I won't ask.
Patrick, one of our newest stream dealers here, but
okay.
definitely not new to the
That's all I've ever
Houston
known about.
PLO
I've known him for
scene.
20 years.
Very sharp dealer. Very quick, very smart, and you can tell he does the math really quick, handles the chips really well. There's a lot of very good dealers here.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky here. Have some of the best dealers in the world right here at Champions Club.
Anybody ask about best dealers in Houston? He's
He's
number one for me.
top,
He's
top
up
few
there.
for me. I can think of only a handful.
And he started this one with one of those two pair hands. Shipp It takes the lead here on the flop, though, with an ace.
Like,
Jack of hearts doesn't change anything. But Penny's keeping the pressure on. He did open this one, and he's bet the flop and the turn now. Shipp It might be worried that ace-queen isn't enough. Not giving up, though. Over 1,000 in the middle now. backdoor hearts get there. And Penny shuts down now.
Oh, lot gets there.
Yeah, he was going to make him fire on the river in order to shut down and not call that one. But that's very, very tough to do after your opponent's called you on the flop and on the turn to fire that big bet on the river.
Yeah, and who's to say if Shipp It folds, even if he does fire? It would definitely be tough to call with just ace queen there if he bets a pot size bet on the river, but also tough to bet a pot size bet on the river when you're not blocking hearts and you're and you just don't have much.
Right.
Verlander on 15-day deal. I mean, this has to be close
It's
to
just
the
one of
end,
those
right?
things, when you start telling the story that you've got a big hand, sometimes,
No, I'm talking about
you know,
his
you
career.
pile a lot of money in there, you may as well keep the story up.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think I do that very
He's
often,
old when
but
y'all
I've
got
seen
him.
people do it.
I've heard of
he's
it.
stud, but
Unraised pot. 3 ways to the flop.
I did not. Okay, is this scan good? Okay, and did you already get your chips from your add-on?
Yeah.
Yes. We're good?
Four players to this flop. Everybody misses here. Checks all the way around. Shipp It now. Turning a straight on a paired board. We'll bet 50. Quick call from Sweater Guy with an overpair, and he's got a 5 in his hand, so he's blocking the straight. Penny has the same straight, raises it to 200. And that's going to get a fold out of both of these players with that paired board. Quick look at the leaderboard now after over 2 hours of play. Levi's still up the most at 73.70. L Tractor up 7,000. Dr. Gamble up 3,700. Everybody else in the red, multiple thousands. As we continue Omaha stream.
You recorded the whole thing?
oh yeah, they recorded it. They were both recorded.
Double suited aces for Dr. Gamble. Opens this one up for 100 after Levi limps in with the Queen Jack Jack tray, Queen Jack of hearts. Tractor with single suited kings on the button makes the call.
It's not to know how to play PLO than while standing on the ground. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
Penny with 10s and 9s getting in there. Everybody with a little something here. Aces, kings, jacks, and 10s all accounted for.
Yeah, everybody thinks they've got potential.
Set of aces right out of the gate for Dr. Gamble, but he's got a mirror. It's going to be tough to fill up.
Levi with the flush draw.
Indeed, the only flush draw. Dr. Gamble betting out 350 with top set. Gets the job done.
So what's the mixed game tournament that you kind of wanted to play yesterday? What was that?
Last night was a 9-game mix. So all the horse games,
Nah.
No Limit Hold'em, Pot Limit Omaha, and Deuce to 7 Triple Draw, I believe, for the 9 games.
Yeah, we're good.
Is that now going to be a regular?
So the Monday night 7 p.m. tournament every Monday is a different mix game. We usually do horse the first Monday of the month, and then it's just kind of a mix of other games. This coming Monday will be the triple draw tournament, so that'll be a fun one. I usually play that one.
That's a pretty undesirable
I love the
tournament.
horse, love the triple draw. I'll play pretty much any of the mixed games.
Nice.
Yeah. But we had a stream last night, so I was commentating instead. We actually had an overlay of about $1,200 last night.
Dang.
It's a 5K guaranteed tournament every Monday. And with all the big mix players in Vegas right now, tough to make that 5K. So if you like triple draw, there might be an overlay on Monday again.
We're not putting 8,000 with the.
I will be here Monday.
One or the other.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're good.
You're just too valuable. Nobody can cover for you.
We all have our little niches. Mine's talking into a microphone. I like these kind of hands here. Ship it with ace 7-6-5. It's got the ace suited, and then that middle shelf rundown. Kind of hand where you can flop a straight or a straight draw and also a flush draw. 4 players going to the flop here. Dr. Gamble with a king high rundown, the better hand right now. Flops top pair with that. Nobody has a tray. Ship it with the ace high flush draw.
Check.
Checks all the way around. And now an ace on board. Ship It takes the lead. Pair of aces and the nut flush draw. Not too worried about a 3 since it checked around. He's going to fire out a bet and take it down right there. $200 into 410. If you like what you're seeing, be sure to give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell as well so you'll be alerted whenever Champions Poker Live puts out great poker content. This is Dan Fouts and Mike Lehner coming to you live from Houston, Texas tonight. We will be streaming again tomorrow. No Limit Hold'em tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. Central Time.
What size game is that one?
Tomorrow is going to be a 5-5. Got some of our favorites coming back onto the stream, including Outlaw and Ty, Karmakaze, and a few of our newer players coming in as well. Should be a good game tomorrow.
It's a good group.
Let's have those.
3 ways to the flop here. 2 jacks on board. Nobody has one of those.
3 bets, 150. Gotcha.
It's going to be
4 calls, 5 bets.
first to bet, taking it down, and Ship It is the man who gets it done.
Thank you.
Yep.
You said, wait a minute.
Also, the nice thing about Brusky's YouTube content.
Looks like time for a dealer change, possibly. Take another look at the winnings here. Not much has changed since last time we looked. Levi up over 7,000. El Tractor losing a little bit since last time we took a peek, but he's still up 6,800. Dr. Gamble up almost 4K. And Sweater Guy Penny and Ship It all stuck more than $4,000.
Well, in order for someone to win, someone's got to lose.
It is a zero-sum game, this one that we like to play.
You just hope you're on the green side more often than not.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I
People
know.
do it.
It's like their business model.
Yeah. Aiden Ross or whatever.
Yeah, casinos aren't too happy about you filming them, though, are they?
You can get approval.
Certain places have become a little more open to it.
As they should.
Yeah, it's kind of a silly rule. It's sort of
Yeah.
antiquated.
Yeah, it is.
I think most places are coming around on that. They understand that the social media
I guess.
helps promote
Yeah,
their place. So.
But also they're bringing in money and they're playing, so like you have to weigh like, because I mean, what is really the reason they're worried about phones? They're worried about getting cheated. It's like, how often are you turning away legitimate gamblers versus how often are you going to lose to a cheater? And isn't it relatively easy to catch cheaters? I would think so.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Especially if you got their angle.
yeah, it's like, just one of those dinosaur rules.
Yeah, especially for like the vloggers and things
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
people, he
it's
said it to me.
relatively easy to see
He
that they're
goes,
not cheating.
People ask me all the time, how do you
Not
win
only
so
not
much
cheating,
gambling?
but
He's like,
helping
do y'all
their
not
businesses.
watch?
It's coming about it.
Like, I'm very open about me just losing all the time, you know? But, I mean, casinos, I guess they probably know at this point. People just, they're going to fire, you know?
He must lose at blackjack or roulette or something because he doesn't lose much at Hold'em or PLO.
Who are they talking about?
He's talking about himself in Vegas, losing all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's pretty common among really great poker players to be really bad in the pit.
Win it and give it back.
Yeah. I mean, you hear
The
the
real question is who gets
stories of guys like Phil
$5.
Ivey and stuff like that, you know. Winning bracelets and losing millions gambling.
That's
Waiting
my
for someone to
$5.
give me a weight
Yeah,
loss prop
that's
bet.
Oh, yeah.
Some of those crazy bets that they put out, man. Win $500,000 if you get a certain body fat percentage. Holy cow. But have you seen Sean D lately? Yeah, I hardly even recognize him. He
Oh,
did
yeah,
such a
he
great
lost a
job
ton of
losing
weight.
I guess you saw him when he was here.
Yep. I saw him on a different stream, too, where he was wearing one of his old shirts, and it was like a dress. I mean, he lost a ton of weight. Heads up here. L Tractor. Open-ended. Picks up a pair to go along with it. Dr. Gamble in the lead with the king. But L Tractor now with the nut flush draw as well as an open-ender. Basically a coin flip.
Must figure all 17 of his outs are good.
Yeah, Dr. Gamble taking a
Bam.
stab here, but L Tractor does make the call. He does get the nut flush, but it pairs the board here. He may be cautious. I would expect a check call here from L Tractor, depending on the sizing Dr. Gamble goes with if he decides to continue.
It's kind of been his MO.
Smoke old fashioned.
In the bet on the turn, he could still try to represent. Nope, he's going to lead out
So
anyway.
whiskey option.
He's got a block bet here. kind of like that too.
There's another one. Starts with a B.
He bets 800 there.
Yeah.
If he gets potted back, he can fold.
The right.
And he doesn't have to call whatever sizing Dr. Gamble decides to go with if he checks. Because Dr. Gamble likely to just pot it there, and then you're put more in the blender.
Yeah, you just got to be careful if you're playing with the same people that you're not making a blocker bet obvious that you would fold to a pot, you know.
Right.
I don't think I've value bet one time. I don't think I've ever bet.
Because if you're only doing it in those spots where you kind of
one
like
time
your
today.
hand, but it's
Yeah.
not the nut hand, then
had
people
someone
can
bet it for you
represent
one
the
time.
nuts
I
if
did.
they
And then lost.
had already started telling that story. And his bet on the turn, he very well could have done that if he knows that it's a blocker bet.
Right.
Soon enough, I'll have
So I kind of like the other side of it.
Yeah.
If you think you're good but you're not sure, then let all the people that are inclined to let them bluff.
Just flop a set every other hand?
If you play that hand over and over again 100 times, you want
can
all
you help
those
me?
weaker hands
Yeah,
to
what do I
throw
do?
some
Do I
money
call
in as
it? I
well.
have 3 of the same
Listen,
card? or-
Larry's the course on flop and set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'll console. I'll console
Shipp It
Larry
takes
when he
this
gets-
one without a
well,
flop?
If he ever gets there.
It's kind of funny actually, because you and I played another hand where you bet 1,000 on the end after I'd led, and I'm like, this guy's not crazy enough to bluff me here after he saw me call with King Jack before, like the fourth hand. I'm like,
I know.
He's got to have it here. Now you're saying it was the hand you
No,
wanted to call with. So.
I had aces, so I blocked ace 10.
I had a king.
I was blocking.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
bluffing.
So it would have been another one where I call you and I'm wrong.
Really? Oh my god.
I had King 10, so I blocked this.
Hey, I know you're bluffing. Oh, nice hand.
Oh, that would have been epic if you called again. I go aces, you're good. You go, oh.
Yeah, I was considering the king because I had 10 in my hand block.
Last call for the ticket.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have value bet.
Can I get another topo, please?
So you're doing great with value bets. You just don't know
Yeah,
it.
it is, yeah.
You just don't realize it.
Exactly.
You're used to different games.
Exactly. Technically, I'm just going for the thinnest value of all time. Just merging like crazy.
100.
Folds around to the blind. Sweater guy with double suited kings will open to 100. Quick call from Penny with 966 tray double suited. And we go heads up to the flop. Ace high board, but Sweater guy with the nut diamond draw. Penny also has diamonds, and he has a gut shot straight draw. Sweater guy firing out 200.
How much owe you? I don't want to get in trouble. Just don't hurt me. All right, I will.
El Tractor joking around because he forgot to pay his bill one day. Came back the next day and they said he was banned. I mean, they put the ban on you until you pay your bill. But he was like, I'm banned? What did I do?
Forgot to pay the tab last night. I'll walk in and be like, you're banned.
I now he's telling the story. Sweater guy turning the nut flush, checks it, and Penny bets. Great result.
Yeah, if you got a food.
What? Sweater guy just calling.
It's the first time I think
Gonna try to check raise on the river?
Okay.
Oh, now he's gonna lead out for a little 300.
You're in mine.
Just nut diamonds.
Nut.
Flush. I see.
Interesting way to play that one, but it worked out for him. I think he probably figured if he check raised there, he just gets a fold.
I think you're probably in the same boat as me, Joe.
Yeah. It's that.
I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you have like a winning hand to show down.
Yeah, but when you make the nut
I
flush
haven't
there,
seen you
you're
show
hoping to
down
get
this hand, I don't know.
paid off with second nuts, or you're not really going to get paid off, and you want to kind of block the equity from the hands that could draw out on you if you're just going to call.
Yeah, in that spot, he actually had the nut flush and was blocking the second nut flush, so it's kind of tough to get too much value there, maybe. I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
930.
But
Yeah, I mean, I like check calling a lot, but in that spot, when you're so far ahead with the flush and the only thing that's going to beat you are going to be the boat draws, I just close them out.
sure.
I don't know if it's scanned or not. But there you go.
Raise.
Raise, 3 raises.
Ship It opening this one with double suited 10s. Sweater guy with ugly kings behind him. He does have a single suit, but not very well connected. Makes the call. Levi with a nice looking hand here. Ace King 10-9 double suited. Will 3-bet to 500 after Penny gets in there with Queen 7-7-4 double suited. I know which hand I'm rooting for now, but I don't know if Penny's going to see the flop with this $500 3-bet.
3 calls.
Stuck in the middle.
Well, he does get to close the action. Everybody calls. 2,000 in the middle.
Oh, man. I blame you, Dan. You're costing that man money.
He probably doesn't know anything about that. It's PLO. He does hit top pair, but we got Sweater Guy's kings still in the lead. Checks around to Sweater Guy. He also has the king high flush draw here. Penny with the 7 high flush draw. Sweater Guy will bet after it checks around to him. And he's going big. 2,000. That should just get the job done, I would think. Oh, whoa. Penny is in there.
Good luck, Colin.
He does have top pair and he has a flush draw, so I mean, I can understand thinking that you need to call there, but not the flush draw you want. Heads up, Penny all in for less.
Doc, you ever head out
He
west?
surprisingly has 28% equity.
Over in Vegas?
Somehow.
Yeah.
Or
I'm going
26 now.
He's got running straight cards.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm going to play the main, maybe fire a couple of smaller
And
tournaments. Plus the main.
He could hit a
Main's
queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all fun.
Not a whole lot, though. I go every once in a while. Went for Formula 1.
Oh,
Also
yeah?
hit a
That was a
7.
lot of fun. Yeah. Expensive.
Yeah.
Not the tickets, just being in Vegas.
Yeah,
Running
of course. Of course.
Yeah, he's got outs.
They got it down to a science.
Yeah, they do. They really, really do.
Yeah. If only they use their powers for good.
Couldn't fold.
That's a good exchange.
Here we are.
Could have folded. I should have. Love it.
King high spades.
That'll do. You got anything to go with them?
Kings.
I got a queen and spades and a couple other line cards. So
Well, there's one way.
Wow.
6 will do it, a 7 will do it, or a queen will do it. But it's spades.
high flush is good.
King high flush for Sweater Guy will get the job done, and Penny will be going to the felt.
All right, boys. What?
Good playing with you, Joe.
Playing with it?
Yep.
Take care, guys.
Calling it a night.
And Penny will be leaving us after that hand. And we get word from the booth that the boys didn't want to play 5-handed. Larry is not going to make it due to having to run a family member
Thank you. It was a good
to the
flop.
hospital, and these guys are going to wrap it up early tonight. We're going to play 5 more hands after this one and end the stream in about a half hour, 20-25 minutes, something like that.
If you're interested in playing with these guys, I bet you they're going to take it into the room and keep going.
That's definitely true. And if you're interested in playing on our stream, there is a form that you can fill out in the description.
It's just old fashioned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
Let
right.
them know what game you're interested in playing. We do
Smells like Christmas.
PLO every Tuesday. We usually do Hold'em 3 times a week.
That's what they say about me when I walk in the
Let them know what
What's that smell?
limits you're interested in playing. We do everything from 1-3 all the way
Or
up
they just say
to
it's Christmas. One of the two.
10-25, sometimes even bigger.
What's that
Santa's
smell?
here.
Is that a raise?
This worked out really well for me last time. Let's try again.
Beautiful hand.
Those last two hands.
I had
Back
the
to
king
back
in
to
my
back.
hand last time.
Back-to-back kings, diamonds.
Run
and
down from the
kings,
king,
spades.
suited to the
pretty good.
hearts. Unfortunately, he's covered. Oh, El Tractor
You hit a flush
folds.
both times. That's pretty good.
He had the ace high flush.
I'm not on a flush draw
We'll go
anymore.
three times maybe.
Sweater guy with the 9986 double suited getting in there as well. Ship It with the only club draw here. Flopping pretty good on this one. Obviously, you don't typically want to be drawing to your jack high flush, but with the ace on board and only 3-handed, probably going to peel off a card here. Levi betting 800. Looking to turn a Broadway card and
Did you watch
and
the
thus a draw.
game?
No, my buddies were all freaking out over it though. One of them bet a bunch on.
Does turn the Broadway draw,
who was
unfortunately,
it that won?
drawing dead.
Bryson.
Yeah, I think Bryson won.
Bro.
Yeah, he was all over it.
Bryson DeChambeau.
It was
Every
a
which way.
back and forth at the end.
Yeah.
Pretty
guy.
hard course. Because one guy went that way, and next time the other guy was this way, and those balls roll a long ways.
When your only flush possibility is jack high, you kind of like
Good
seeing
drama.
the ace of clubs and queen of clubs on the board.
100%. Bets 1,000 into 28, and Levi sniffs it out and gets out of the way here. After those two hands, El Tractor, our big winner, up 77.70. Levi up over 5K. Dr. Gamble up about 3,000. And Penny calls it a night after losing about 8,700. Knowing that there isn't much time left of the stream anyway, decides to call it a night, and we will be ending a little earlier than normal due to that. So Ship It and Sweater Guy hoping these last 5 hands are lucrative for them. Anything can happen. We've seen sometimes these last 5 hands of the night turning into a crazy gamble fest. And we've also seen sometimes just folds around. See how these guys decide to play it tonight. As always, it was a pleasure having you on board for the analysis, Mike.
I like being in here. It's kind of fun, and then I get to watch an expert at work. It's kind of neat.
Well,
Keeping everyone home.
I don't know if L Tractor would be considered an expert, but that's good. Appreciate that.
What'd you say?
And away we go. L Tractor waking up with aces in the big blind. Opens for 100. Kind of ugly aces. Ace, ace, deuce, 4. There is some
Something
connectivity, but it's the deuce 4 that's suited, so not the best situation. Dr. Gamble looking for middle shelf cards with 9986 in his hand.
You're a little less worried about your connectivity when you can get it heads up pre-flop.
Okay.
Gamble smashing this one. Flops a straight with middle set.
Are you wanting the stream?
El Tractor does have the ace of
I don't care about
diamonds,
the
but
stream.
Dr. Gamble's never going away.
Keep going, but it just seems abrupt to me a little bit, you know?
I don't disagree. I mean, I'll play as long as people are interested.
Okay. All right, we can talk about that.
Yes,
Turns into much more of a hand similar to Hold'em when you can get it heads up pre-flop, but that doesn't happen very often in Houston. So that's just not the game they play.
Right. Happens a little more often when you're five-handed.
Yeah.
And these guys like to play short-handed poker. We were talking about it actually before the stream, and they were talking about the events that they're going to be playing down in Vegas, or up in Vegas, rather. And El Tractor specifically was talking about six-handed Omaha being his preferred game. He's going to play the six-handed event that they have there. And they were all mentioning, oh, yeah, Omaha should be a short-handed game. That's truly the way to play it. And so I don't think any of these guys are worried about playing short-handed. But as far as for the stream, it's usually better to have the full ring, just because you're going to have more clashes, more action. When it's a short-handed game, you'll have a lot more raise and take it kind of situations like this.
Definitely.
Dr. Gamble with
Aces
aces on
show
the
up
button.
again.
Raising it up.
He does that.
Levi will defend here, though, with King, Queen, 10-6. We'll see a flop. And a gut shot for Dr. Gamble. Levi flopping top pair. Ace is still in the lead. Check, check. Tray of spades gives Dr. Gamble the wheel. And now Levi's going to take a stab.
It would work if his opponent was on high cards only.
Dr. Gamble just calling here. There is a better straight out there. And a spade draw as well. No use raising it up when you have the second nut straight. Levi continuing to fire. Goes 600. Dr. Gamble makes the call. Shows the wheel.
10 kind of cost him. He thought his two pair might be good because it's unlikely his opponent's sitting on
I was value betting not
ace 5, 5, 7. So
Yeah. As he said, he was value betting, not aces.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently it is. Apparently
And that's pretty common in PLO too. When you're pretty sure your opponent has aces, if you flop a pair, you can try to suck out on those aces by making a second pair with your three kickers. And pretty common that'll actually work out. But in this case,
You're calling.
aces turned into a straight.
It was actually okay.
yeah, some of these
you
patterns
didn't-
just
you didn't want
repeat
that one?
over and over and over
I
again.
didn't see it.
It's just part of the game.
And
Can I give one away?
Dang, almost the exact same
Yeah,
hand.
very similar holdings. Ship It double suited. Dr. Gamble with 3 diamonds in his hand. Oh, look at this sweater guy with queen, queen, jack, jack. That's a pretty big hand when you're playing five-handed. Wake up with that in the blind. All red cards among all these players. And Ship It flopping the best of it here with open-ender, backdoor hearts. Leads out for 100. Sweater guy calls. No help to either player on this turn card. Equities flip around now as Sweater guy's queens
You had pocket 10s, didn't you?
looking good with only one card to come.
But I mean, it's all
You said,
compressed.
yeah, it is.
And the queens will
You
hold.
said unlucky run out. I was like, I wonder if he river to set. That's why it's
A river to
unlucky run out.
10. That 10 stuck.
What?
Oh, okay,
Nothing.
got it. Thought too.
Good.
Yeah, it's hard for me to have a straight there. It's pretty hard. That's exactly
First
it.
10 on the turn.
Must be they got the temperature figured out in the room there. Everybody seems pretty comfortable tonight.
See if you can do as good on the outro as you did on the intro. A lot of pressure.
Yeah, not as many complaints tonight as usual.
You would think they were playing in the Arctic the other
You did
day.
a great job on the intro, Peter. You really did. I would start speaking like Forrest Gump if they would have put me on there.
You're doing fine, Will.
My full Alabama would come out. You know?
You should get him in the booth someday. He's a pretty high-level player. He's probably got some insights that would be beneficial to people.
Yeah, if he was interested in it, we would be interested in having him. I agree with that. He's definitely knows what he's doing. Some people freeze up when you put a microphone on them. I'm not one of those people, fortunately. Herring an open-ender for Sweater Guy. Checks
Damn.
around. Triple fives now. And that'll get the job done. And I do believe this next hand will be the final hand of the night. Once again, if you're out there watching, we do appreciate you. We hope you give us a like and a subscribe if you like what you saw. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when we're putting on other streams.
Yep.
We will be
Thanks
back
for joining
tomorrow.
us tonight at the Champions Club for the Pot Limit Omaha stream. It was short-handed, a little bit quieter than you're used to, but some of us actually enjoyed it. So thanks for joining us.
We enjoyed it too, Peter. Nice job on the outro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
about
missed the
all
last hour.
Yeah, we missed the last hour.
Yeah,
of
missed
battle,
the last
too.
hour.
Nope.
Yeah.
As I was saying, we do have 5-5 No Limit Hold'em stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. Be sure to come back for that. We also have a stream on Thursday night this week. And don't forget about our big multi-fly tournament coming up at the end of the month. June 28th through 30th.
Technically, for the stream last time.
Multiple flights. We will be streaming the final table of that Sunday the 30th.
Oh, it's this one, yeah.
150K guaranteed. Check Poker Atlas for all of the details on that one. We'll have multiple flights for that tournament
Just tell you I have pocket nines.
all weekend long.
Pocket Scots.
Last weekend of the month.
All right, getting closer. Check. Check, yeah.
And with that flush on board, it's going to be an uneventful final hand. Jacks and deuces will take it down.
Good.
All right.
That's kind of pretty.
Best hand in Holden.
Well, that was a fun one. They had a lot of quality play.
Yeah, I like watching the short-handed Omaha. A little bit more interesting.
Thank you, Pop.
When it goes 7 ways to the flop every time, it's just who has the nuts and who's drawing to the nuts. When it's short-handed, there's a little bit more poker being played. It was definitely a fun one to watch. And El Tractor, not surprisingly, dominating this table here, taking 76.45 extra home. Dr. Gamble and Levi both winning more than 4,000. Sweater Guy got pretty close to even by the end of it and Ship It down about 5K. Super fun stream. Again, thanks a lot, Mike, for sitting in on the analysis.
That was fun. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. Always a pleasure. And everybody out there, do come on back and check us out tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Central for 5-5 No Limit Hold'em. This is Dan Fouts for Mike Lehner, coming to you live from Houston, Texas at Champions Club. Have a good night, everybody.
Play your hand, play your hand. No buck counting the stacks, stacking the bags. No buck counting the stacks, stacking the bags.